I said, how are they? Are they okay? And I said, what do you mean? What are you on about? And I said, they were with me in the car. I said, they weren't. And I said, they were in the car with me. Sorry.
No, sorry. Take your time, mate.
And I said, I was walking this dark tunnel, down this dark tunnel. Yeah. It was like a narrow tunnel. I was walking down it. There's a really bright light at the end of this tunnel. And I was going to walk into this light. And all of a sudden, the breakfast.
The Central Club.
Like I got an issue with food. Like, every time I was growing up all my life, my mother would bring me fucking feed me all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because I was upset or crying. Or that was a way of showing her love. Because there's things called love language. My dad's love language is time. So he never ever said, even to this day, he never said he loved me or he's proud of me, fuck all. But the way he gave up, the way he showed his love is time. So every time I played rugby, he never missed a rugby match. My I've got three brothers. So every single game, wouldn't miss any game. He'd be standing on the touchline, the snow, the rain, the sleet, fucking freezing. But that was his way of showing he loved us. So when I couldn't play rugby anymore, I didn't think he loved me anymore. So when I couldn't play rugby anymore, I thought, fuck, he didn't love me anymore. Because I couldn't have his time, could I? So effectively, so then a lot of work on the last couple of years on love language. And my mother's love language is acts of service. So I left home, right, 22. I never used an iron, never switched to washing machine. I never used a fucking cooker in my life. I was ringing every couple of days. Ma'am, I got to cook this. Like, this is on 160. That's 100. I got to wash this. This is this colour.
Washing's the worst.
Oh, it was a nightmare. So my three brothers the same. So my mother, typical old-fashioned housewife she was back then, I suppose, where coming from rugby or football, whatever it was, dump the washing on the floor, but the washing machine, wash it, iron it, put it back in the wardrobe. Done. Never lift a finger. All the food was done for us. So all of us left home. None of us had a clue. So I'd learned pretty fast when I was 22, when my son was born then. I'd learned, or 23 actually, when I'd learned pretty fast. I've been independent. I love it all. I'm really independent now. But growing up, that was her way of showing us. Even now, if we go to a house now, I was upset, split up my missus. Do you want to see hug us or love us? Let me make you some Welsh cakes. Huh? Let me make some pie. Let me bring out the bar of breath. Oh, just seriously, give me a hug. I don't want any food. Like, so that's why I got a thing with food, a relationship with food. So people are in shape, but I got to try really hard to stay in shape, really hard. Like, I can look at food, I put weight on.
I suppose if you feel down,
yeah,
that should go too.
Yeah, exactly. So if you take my food away from me, if I'm having a low time, like if I'm having stressful and work busy, I go to the cupboard and grab food. It's really hard for me not to do that. Like, I try and it's really hard. Like when I'm training and realizing my photo shoots and that, it's like taking away my happiness.
Yeah.
It was hard work, it was. But that's like brought up all my life like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's difficult, but that's their way of showing their love.
So we got Andrew Jenkins here, Mr. Andrew Jenkins from the Traitors. How are you doing, Anne?
Yeah, good. You okay?
Yeah, good.
Glad to be here again.
I know. So should we just let everyone know?
Yeah.
Should we just let them know the truth?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so we actually had Andrew down about 4 weeks ago, and we done about 3 interviews that day, and something happened, technical issue with our SD card, and it was just skipping every couple of minutes. There was no way we could recover it or blend it, so we're back here again.
I'll tell you the truth, he just loves me, he just wants to see me again. That's the real reason. That's bullshit about the SD card. I'm down next week as well, a week after. Come down again, man.
Well, I had a really good
Don't fight the urge. Don't fight it.
No, I won't, I promise. I genuinely, really, really thoroughly enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah,
I thought it went really well. So
honest as well. It's good, honest conversation, which I want people to see, do we? Not the bullshit some people spoke out, do we?
Yeah. So, if you don't know who Andrew is, Andrew was on the TV show Traitors. You actually came runners-up in the show, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You wasn't a traitor to start off, either, was you?
I got recruited, so I started off as a faithful. Yeah. Halfway through the show, they recruited me as a traitor then, because I wasn't getting any votes at the round table. I was quite a influential, popular person in the castle, I think, so nobody was voting for me. Unless they were scared of me, I don't know, but that's what they said to me. We're not scared of you, we're not going to size you, we're not going to vote for you. But they recruited me in the end then. That's the only way they said get rid of me, is recruited me. They're going to chuck me under the bus then, which obviously backfired on them.
Yeah, and the show has been a massive success, haven't they? Everyone has watched it, or...
It's 1 in 3 in the UK. I think it's 60-something million people watched it. I think 40 million people watched it initially. And I think, now with iPlayer, I think 60 million.
Wow.
Like yeah, it's crazy.
Is that the second, third?
Second series.
Second, so like the first one's probably...
Yeah.
You really got into the best one, really. The seconds are always the best.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think even the BBC realised how big it was going to be. It's huge. Like it's nice stuff and it's cheesy, but it brings families together. Like every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, people just sit there with their kids and watch the show. Like when it all finished, people ringing me, I don't know what to do now. I got to speak to my missus now. I don't know what to do on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I got so much time now. I'm missing it.
Because it was a show that like a lot of people got recruited by their partners.
Yeah.
Like a lot of men, weren't there?
Most blokes I speak to, I bloody hated reality. My missus said I watched it and actually loved it. It was really good. All men say after me, I didn't watch it, rubbish. But
That doesn't mean Love Island's good, guys.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got Joey Essex on it at the moment.
Well,
oh my God. Anyway, thank you for coming back.
So thanks for having me.
Reason we got you on wasn't just because of the Traitors. I think even if you didn't go on that show, we'd still want to get you on this podcast because you represent something that we love to promote here, which is, platforming that voice through adversity. You've had one hell of a journey. You've gone through many stages in your life, and you've overcome each one. You was involved in I'd say near death. You was pronounced dead at the scene. Car accident, and for the last, couple of years, you've been speaking a lot, public speaking on mental health, with your own mental health, which we will dive into. First thing we got to do is just go from the beginning, where you're from.
Well, basically, I'm like many people thousands of people in Wales, I think, in this country, I think, because my upbringing was good. I had a great upbringing. I got 3 brothers. Mother and father, both really old-fashioned family. Like, they never driven a car, never sat in an aeroplane. They're the same food every night. They haven't got internet, they haven't got mobile phones. They're lovely human beings, but they're this old generation. Like, I got to remember, my dad's like 80, so he just got out of World War II, for example. So what they went through, obviously, his dad must have been worse. So it's like, I don't know, this is a generational thing, I think. So I was brought up like a man. You can't show any feelings or emotions. I played rugby since I was 5 years of age. For all my family, all of us played rugby. So I got 2 older brothers playing rugby. So every Saturday and Sunday, I was taking the rugby fields with my parents to watch my brothers. So I naturally just progressed to play rugby. So I was like this big, strong rugby boy. You can't show feelings and emotions. Like, even to this day now, I've never seen any of my family show any real feelings or emotions towards each other. And my dad said he loved me once, or never, sorry. My mother said it probably once or twice. My dad's never said it to me. I know they do. I've done a lot of work over the last couple of years, but I know they do, but they show it in other ways. But yeah, so growing up, that was my life. So I had a good upbringing, loving family, close family. We're all close. We just don't talk to each other about anything. And then, so my dad, mother and father, hard-working. They worked in a factory, and my mother worked in a bank. And then when my oldest brother was born, Simon, she gave up work then to be like an old-fashioned housewife. And then when my youngest brother was born then, she went back to work. When he was old enough to look after himself, she went back to work then in a local newsagents.
What part of the Valleys are you from?
Talbot Green. I live up from Bryn Sadler, which is by Pontyclean, but then I moved to Talbot Green when I was probably 5, I think, something like 4 or 5. So Talbot Green all my life, pretty much.
Llantriston is like a known place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talbot Green seems to...
Yeah, Llantriston, everybody says Llantriston, but that's only a small little village on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Talbot Green's the big place where all the shops are, leaks and everything, but everybody calls it Llantriston.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've always, I think it's because Llantriston was, there's old Llantriston, isn't there, which is quite famous,
So Dr. William Price was the first person ever to do cremation.
Is that a statue?
Yeah, Dr. on the cobbled streets up at top of Llantriston. First person ever.
Wearing? He's got it's like a bear or like a...
His son's skin, I think. I don't know what he burned his son. He
What happened?
That's what he burned his son, basically. He cremated his son. He's the first person in the world to do cremation. That's what he's famous for, yeah. So on that mountain, hill on Llantriston, as you go into, you got the Cross Keys pub, and opposite the Cross Keys pub, there's a road going up. I think
what's the big, the brick?
The Billy Wint. That's an old windmill I did. It's nice views up. It's easy to get to. I walk up there quite a lot, actually. You can see miles. You see Cardiff, you can see Bristol.
It's called what? Billy Wint?
Billy Wint. Yeah, it's an old windmill, basically. And then the war, I think he used to use it for a lookout point over certain places, but it's a windmill it is originally. Yeah, it's nice.
And he was the first guy. What's his name?
Dr. William Price.
Fucking hell, fair play.
Yeah.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
I go through there quite a lot because I told you I work sometimes up in the Three Saints Hostel off by the Royal Mint.
Right past it, go on the hill end to the Common. Go through the Common. That's right there.
Yeah, it's a lovely place.
Yeah, it's right there. But not far from there, this house was. Yes, but just before you come to the Cross Keys pub, you go up the lane there, there's a house. If you drive into Talbot in Llantriston, down the dual carriage off the motorway, if you look up, you can see it up on the right-hand side by the church, and up there it is.
Okay, I will definitely do that.
A history for you?
Yeah, I love history. Let's talk about history then. We'll go back in time then. Growing up, school, sports, was that in your life at all?
School, I wasn't academic at all. I went to school really to see my friends and mess about. I was a disruptive one in class. Teaching my parents' evening. But it's funny, my son was born. When I go to my son's parents' evening, listen to his parents' evening, it's exactly the same as my parents' evening. He could do well, he could be academic, but he just not interested, doesn't concentrate. Anything going on in the classroom, he's got to be part of it. Something going on the other side of the room, I have to be over there and part of it. I'd be not disruptive. I'd be moved all the time, stand outside the lessons most of the time, to be honest, looking through the window. I'm putting faces through the window, or the books in school I used to use, not to read, just chuck at my friends or burn with a Bunsen burner. That's what I use my books for, burning them.
They'd call you a class clown.
Yes.
That's what they would say.
I have been called that a few times, a number of times actually. It's funny now when I speak to them, if I saw my teachers now, God, if they saw what I was doing now, they'd laugh. But I go back studying NLP qualifications and all that. They think, I'm just studying. Yeah, it's funny.
No,
It's how life
I
changes.
find that a lot with a lot of people though who, you hear it. They told me I wouldn't amount to nothing.
Yeah.
That kind of like famous saying.
Yeah.
A lot of successful people end up being growing up. They wasn't all that. What's going on, people? I want to introduce you to Cardiff's best kept secret. This is what we call a head shop, or some may call it a coffee shop. It's basically a candy shop for those laid-back chillaxers who are looking for a natural herbal remedy to offset their stresses from modern life. They got gummies and cookies, exclusive papers and packs, dried herbs and extracts. They got it all. And the coffee is delicious. That's up home, Babs. So head on down now to the Canner on Woodville Road, Cardiff for your CBD, your coffee, and your good vibes. No, I don't smoke.
A lot of people had like a trauma in life or something's happened, an adversity or something. They've woken up and thought, I got to change. Like, to me, what happened to me? Obviously, I don't know, it was a warning sign to stop, calm down. I don't know what it was, but like, well, that's my sort of changed my life around this. Yeah. And I think everybody has a bit of trauma. Everybody's goes through a trauma in life, whatever that trauma is. I don't know, it could be broken fingers, a trauma for some people. I'm going to be a car crash. Like, I think every experience, as soon as they have that an epiphany moment, they think, oh shit, I got to change my life. Like, if I died at 21, what a waste of my life. I would have pissed it against the wall, like, all my life. I would have been drinking every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's all I would have done. I would have achieved nothing in my life. So I thought, I got to change.
Joe, I agree, mate. And going back to the school thing as well, those people who wear the giddy two shoes, who went to college and uni, okay, they probably got a good job and stuff, but they're part of the rat race as well, and they're probably in a boring job now. They're fed up of that thing they've studied for years, when those people who probably were the class clowns who have gone on to do amazing things are doing something they actually love.
Yeah, but it's funny, I speak to a few people about it. My mate, the barber in Talbot Green, he earns silly money, and he says, funny, in school, the thick kids in school, the bricklayers, the electricians, the barbers, the cooks, and that. If you look at them jobs, a barbering is mega money. And my mate, he earns $8,000 a week, all cash, nothing goes to the books. He pays £400 a month rent for his shop. He gets two people in there for rent. He takes 50% of them as well. He's busy from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. He's flat out. Dean here is in Talbot Green, and he's flat out busy all the time. Like, so in school, he'd been in class as a thick kid. Imagine me going and saying, my dad, I want to be a hairdresser or a barber.
Grow up, yeah.
You know what? Like all the tradesmen are in silly money now these days. But back in the school, be a barrister, be a teacher, be a solicitor, be all that. But the tradesmen were never. Now they're the ones doing good. Look at the men on telly now, the cooks, Gordon Ramsay, Gino Campo, all these people, all the trades who laughed out or classed as gay years ago when I was growing up, they're in really good money now. It's crazy how it's jerked around. Yeah, it's mad.
And it's gone even further now, though, which I think is probably, it's not concerning, but, me growing up, it was plumber, barber, not plumber, bricklayer, those things.
Yeah.
And the other ones, of course. But, now these kids, you see people like KSI, Jake, the Paul brothers. You see these people, they play on their PlayStation or they're on TikTok, YouTube, and they make it.
This kid gets filmed opening toys. He's worth millions and millions of pounds.
They make millions of pounds.
He's 12 or something. He gets paid with a fortune.
So can you imagine being a kid seeing that, though? You're going to think, do you know what? I don't want to be a fucking bricklayer.
I wouldn't want to be out in the rain. I'd rather sit and play with my toys.
That's the pressure. It's no reality, though, is it?
That's a different video altogether. How it is, but
no, but we need those bricklayers, those plumbers, for the world to keep.
I want my son to do it. I want my son to do it. I want my son to do a trade. So the internet is never going to take over a tradesman. You're still going to need your lights repaired. You're still building houses.
You need a lot. You need someone to build the set.
Like banking. My job, for example, banking or insurance, that's going to be gone in a couple of years' time. And it is now going now because the internet can do it all. So I wouldn't go in a bank unless I worked in a bank. I draw on my phone. So I can get it. So in a couple of years' time, another 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to be obsolete, the branches. Well, they are not far off now. And like this insurance broker, you do your own insurance online, can't you? So them type of jobs are going to be gone soon. It's going to be the bricklayers, the builders, the barbers. The internet can't cut your hair. Or it can't fit your plug or do your lots.
And of course, we're living in materialistic times as well. If you look at any high street, I say this, which I think is sad as well. All you get now is a barber shop, a nail salon, a vape store, and charity shops, yeah? All materialistic, apart from the charity shop, everything else is materialistic, isn't it? Yeah. Look good, or to take instant gratification, puff on a vape.
Yeah.
A lot of it ain't like
Yeah.
stuff you need. Well, barbering, of course, is like, you know, a lot of us want to look good.
Yeah.
But it's just mad, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's wild. But yeah. So, did you play any sports?
Rugby was my sport growing up, and like most people in Wales, I love to have played for Wales, my country. Like, I mean, that's what I love to dream of, and that's the way I thought of making my dad proud, was playing rugby. I fitted in, all my friends were like rugby boys. My brothers have played rugby. So rugby was like my identity, I suppose. I lost my identity then. So at 21, when I'm accident, I couldn't play rugby ever again, they said. And I lost my identity. I didn't know what to do then after. I couldn't make my dad proud anymore. He used to come watch me play rugby, and I'd feel proud winning rugby matches, scoring tries, and I'd come off the field and talk to my dad, and I had my dad's attention now then. So when I couldn't play rugby anymore, I thought, fucking hell.
Was you a good rugby player?
I think I was okay, yeah. I think I could have done really well at the year. I had the ability to do well at the year. I'm a really good player. I think I was, yeah. I represented districts, counties and that. Yeah, I done well. And then obviously at 21, I couldn't play rugby anymore, so my dream of playing for Wales got taken off me, I suppose. I'm not saying I ever could have done it, but I had the ability to do it, but that choice got taken off me, like, do you mean? So it's not just that. I was like my identity, my family, my friends. I stopped with the rugby club, see my friends. I didn't feel one of them anymore. I didn't feel part of my family anymore.
Well, and what kind of kid was you then when you was involved in all of that?
A typical young rugby boy, I suppose, like a bit of a silly, an idiot, not an idiot. Like,
you fit in though, yeah? You fit in?
Yeah, just drinking all the time, just go out and scrap on a weekend, I suppose, and messing with girls, and just a typical boy, typical guy, a rugby boy, I suppose. You know what rugby boys are like, so, or like any kid of the 21, 18, 19, 21, I suppose. One horrible person, I was a nice person, a little popular, lots of friends and everything, but just typical, just got drunk every weekend. So my life was getting pissed every Friday. I look forward to getting pissed on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was like on Sunday. I was like 4 nights or 4 days a week drinking, just wasting my life, just doing not achieving anything, not working towards anything, just training, rugby, and drink. That's my life.
Well, I think a lot of people grow up out with that anyway. Do you think that your accident?
Yeah.
Maybe this is a question for the end of the show, but do you think that, you know, you don't have no regrets about that accident because it's turned you into...
I hated it. It took me years to accept it. For years and years. It's only been the last couple of years that I accept my scars. I used to hate what I looked like. I resented it. I used to walk around with a massive chip on my shoulder, angry. I couldn't accept what happened to me. I couldn't accept my accident or how I changed my looks, my everything. And it changed my life. I lost the old Andrew, I suppose. And yeah, I grieved for so long. And I didn't realise I was grieving until I went for counselling. But grieving's a huge... So I talk about it a lot now. My talk's grieving. But yeah, but now somebody asked me a question about a few weeks ago on a panel. I was on a panel on a big chat show thing or whatever. And I'd never really thought about it before. Somebody said, would you prefer your life before the accident or after the accident? I don't know. And up until a couple of months ago, I probably would have said before, because of the rugby and all that sort of thing. But now, because I come to accept what I look like, accept all these things, I like my life now. I'm helping so many people, inspiring so many people. And that taught me lots of lessons. I mean, whenever I failed in life or lose things in life, I try and reflect on it. You know, what did I learn from that? Like, how could I do something different and achieve it next time or something? That's what I think. In this day and age, I think we're going to talk about this later, but this thing where everybody wins, I think I don't agree with that at all. Like, I'm not an old dinosaur. Winning's everything. You've got to win and all that. So I was so scared of losing growing up. But then it's gone from one extreme to the other extreme now, where everybody winners at everything, and we all get medals. And I think it's bullshit. Like, do you mean? And how are you going to build people's resilience by giving them everything on a plate? I said, do you mean? And I said, like, I know somebody, a little boy come home from a football tournament I was talking to last year. And I said, do you win the tournament? Everybody won. So everybody won. So what do you mean by that? We all have medals. So right, okay. So if you scored 3 goals, they scored no goals, you don't win. How is that physically possible? Well, we all have medals. I said, it was bullshit, I said, you got to teach him. Losing's part of life, unfortunately. As teachers, coaches, parents, whatever, you got to teach kids. Unfortunately, you're not going to go through the whole life winning everything. I said, you're going to lose something. I said, what happens when he's 19, 20, 30, he loses his job, his house, his girlfriend? What's he going to do? Give up and cry? He can run into his mother? I said, that's how I build resilience. People say, how are you so strong mentally and physically? I said, I've lost things in life. I've lost so many times in life, from rugby matches, fights, whatever, girlfriends, job, whatever, but I don't cry and give up. I just keep on going. I look back, I think, why did I... And most of the time, I think when you don't achieve something in life, there's a reason behind it. Either you didn't train hard enough with the body you wanted, you didn't study harder for your exams, you didn't drive properly for your exam, if you drive in, you didn't treat the person right, they dumped you. So there's a reason behind it. What you do is put things in place and achieve it next time. Right. And that's how you build strength and resilience. So this thing, the world we got in now is a bit... I don't know, it's been mad, but...
Well, is that famous saying, isn't it? Is it like, tough times make tough children, or tough...
Something like that.
And then, like, easy times create...
You don't learn from that. Winning rugby match for 80 points, learn nothing. Winning, beating somebody 80 points to nil in a rugby match is nice, but then I don't learn. Who learns from that? Nobody. Do you mean? So I learned more from my losses. You put things, why did I lose? Or why did I lift that thing in the gym? Why couldn't I do that? I learned more from that than I do winning.
Yeah, and I don't know if you like you said before you had the counselling a couple of months ago, would you have been the same answer? The same with me. Like, I don't know if, like, when I was in the depths of addiction, would I have said what I'd say now, which is I wouldn't change my life.
Yeah.
I think you got to go through that. You got to go through that pain and beat, come off the other side to then say, I have no regrets, And although I might have hurt many, many people, I apologise for those things, but I'm glad I've gone on this road. Yeah,
it was tough for 20 odd years. I only started speaking about the accident for the first time like a year ago. It was 24 years ago. After my accident, I was offered counselling. They offered me. I said, I didn't want to see that. I said I thought I'd see somebody in a white coat judge me, psychoanalyse me. I can't relate to that. So I didn't want to see a counsellor. I couldn't speak to my family because you don't talk about feelings and emotions. Plus, you put them through enough stress and hassle as it is. You don't want to put any more burden on them. So I didn't talk to anybody about it. I get up for work every day with a shirt and tie on, with a smile on my face, dragging myself out of bed every day, go to work every day. I wore a mask for 20 odd years of my life, a fake mask. And then, I spoke to my mother and father with the accident the first time last year. It's mad. I spoke to my son. We spoke to everybody last year on the big weekend we did, really. And so I started helping people and showing people and, changing myself. Because there was two things in my life that happened. And we realised, I got to start changing. Like, two big, really important things in my life. I think I wanted to start changing my life from, because I couldn't carry on living the next 30, 40 years like I was.
What were those big things?
For 20 odd years, I'd walked around with a chip on my shoulder. I upset so many people over the years, girls mainly. I jumped from one relationship to another. I hated myself, hated what I saw in the mirror, and I put my insecurities across on other people, I suppose. I thought you're going to cheat on me, I'm ugly, I have scars, blah, blah, all this stuff. All my girlfriends have been fab. I've never had a bad girlfriend, I'll be honest. I wish I could apologise to them all. I've said sorry to one or two of them, but I wish I could say sorry to them all, because I've hurt so many girls jumping from one relationship to another because I hated myself. I wish that's one regret I got in my life, is hurting so many people. And then I met my last partner, and she had a trauma in her life as well when she was 21, but she didn't let that trauma define her. She always walked around happy, positive, bubbly. She could have walked around with a chip on her shoulder, hating everybody, hating men and that, but she didn't. She was so happy and bubbly, and I look at her thinking, I want to be like her. Why can't I want to be like her? Why is she so I used to say to her all the time, she sees the good in everyone, whereas I'm sceptical of everybody. Somebody does a good favour, what do they want back? But she sees the good in everybody. She wears rose-coloured glasses, tinted glasses, whatever they say, it's rose-tinted glasses. But it's good. She's like that. I'm too sceptical. I used to be sceptical. I still am a bit now. And I met the man last who saved my life, Professor Ling. We walked into his office where he was. And
before we get into it, let's talk about the accident then, because I think it's important to paint that picture of what happened for the people. And then we'll go into your doctor and stuff, is it?
Yeah.
So take us through maybe that day, if you remember anything of that day before the accident.
Yeah, I was in a wedding, and I was coming home from the wedding. There was 5 of us in the car. There was me, my previous partner, in the passenger seat. I was driving. There was my best friend and his partner in the back, and a girl I used to work with in the back. We were coming home. I hit the curb, and I flipped the curb, and I went out the side window, so I just slide along the floor. So I went out the driver's window, the side window there, and I was dragged along the floor for a couple of 100 yards. My head was dragged along the floor. My arm was dragged along the floor. And then when the car stopped sliding, it landed, so it leant on top of me. So when the fire emergency services got there, they were asking people in the car, what happened and everything. They said, he's dead. So they said I was dead on the side of the road. And they had to lift the car off. The fire brigade had to lift the car, tilt the car off me to get underneath to get to the car. So my legs were in the footwell of the car. I was like, my head and my arm was out the driver's window. You know what I mean? So I was dragged along the floor. I didn't die. I was then taken to the Royal Gwent Hospital in Newport, but there was nothing they could do for me there. So I had a police escort onto Morriston in Swansea, because that's where neurology was and plastic surgery. So while all this was going on, my mother and father, again, the dreaded knock on the door, like all parent dreads, I suppose, off the policeman to say, your son's been involved in a road traffic accident, you've got to come now. So my mother said, I'll get changed now. They're ready to get to bed, I think. So they said, we haven't got time to get changed, you've got to come now. Is that critical? They only thought it was a little bump or something. They didn't realise how critical it was. So they blue lighted him then from Talbot Green to Newport, to Royal Gwent. But as soon as they got to the hospital in the car, I was coming on the trolley back out of the hospital in the ambulance to go down to Swansea. So they weren't allowed to see me. I was in such a bad way, as you can imagine. I'm not going into detail because people might be squeamish, but I had nothing on top of my head. I had no skin, I smashed my skull, a big hole in my skull. So I was like dragged along the floor, on the concrete, my head bounced along the road like a bouncy ball.
Did you have photos of that or no?
I got photos of some scars, but nothing. They wouldn't show me that. I asked to see it, but they said, we don't think it's appropriate really. But they did show me 1 or 2 photos with my brain and everything, with no skull and that. But so then they said, my dad said, can I go in the back of the ambulance with him? And they said, no, we can't. You've got a doctor in the back, And we got a nurse, a doctor, all machinery keeping him alive. And they sat my parents down in a room and they said, he's not going to, we doubt he's going to make the trip from Newport to Swansea, which is like 40 minutes, I think it is. So they said, we don't think he's going to make that trip. It'd be a miracle if he does. So I got there. I had an operation on me that night straight away as soon as I got to hospital. That was to remove all the bone out of my brain. So I smashed my skull to pieces. I damaged the left side of my brain. And
So your brain was like open.
brain damage, yeah. I had no skull protecting my brain. All my skull was smashed and embedded in my brain. So the doctor had to take all the bone out of my brain and it caused me a stroke or bleed on the brain. And with the brain, it crosses over. The left side controls the right side of your body. The right side controls your right or left. So that's the first operation I had. I was in a coma there for 4 weeks, nearly 4 weeks in a coma. And my family were called in on a few occasions saying, I'm not going to make it through the night. A few times, he's not going to make it through the night. And when I did start recovering, they told my family that they'd done scans on my brain, obviously on me, and they said they got severe brain damage because they seen shadows on my brain on the scans. They said if he wakes up, he's not going to be able to recognise anyone, walk, talk, use his arms and legs ever again. So they prepare for the worst, basically. So, and that's one thing. I never really mentioned this before. I never really said it in a podcast, but I sort of always care and respect my son's mother because she stuck by me through it all, really. She was only 18, I think she was, doing A-levels, and she was a really bright girl, and she had like all A stars, and she was super intelligent. Why she did me, I don't know, but yeah, she was super intelligent. But they sat her down at one stage and said, if you're going to leave him, now's the best time to do it, because he's not going to know, he's not going to remember, because he's not going to be a vegetable, basically. So if you're going to leave him, now's the best time to do it. Her mother, my mother, and the doctor sat her down. When you're 18 years of age, to have that, and she didn't. She's going to stick by him, and she came to visit me every single day for 4 months in hospital. So that's one thing I'll always care about, and there's a respect for that.
She was in the car, correct?
She was in the passenger seat, yeah. What she saw, psychologically, obviously.
Yeah, what have she said about it? What was her kind
you know what? We've never had the conversation, never sat and talked to her about it. Never ever spoke to her about it properly. I need just something to do, but I just keep on putting it off. I'm scared, I suppose.
What about your other mates?
Not a scratch at them, not a scratch at anybody else in the car. But imagine what they went. What they saw was horrendous. Like the girl sat in the back behind me. Obviously, my partner at the time, she was, when the car stopped sliding, she was hanging above me with her seatbelt on. I was down there, lucky she had a seatbelt on. And she said, I was calling your name, you just weren't moving. It was nothing, none, was blood everywhere. I lost all my blood in my body. If you got 8 pints in your blood, I lost like 6 of it. I had 2 blood transfusions on the side of the road where they got it. And the girl sat behind me. He said that when you're sliding along the tarmac, his blood just spraying in your face, just spraying like a horror film, like a bloody film, a movie or something. Then when she got out, her handbag, poured it, was full of blood. Her handbag was full of blood. It was horrendous. So what they must have seen was horrendous. I mean, they must have gone through worse than me psychologically. I went through physically, but psychologically, I don't think nobody ever had counselling for that. No, I don't think my friend didn't. I spoke to him last year about it. I don't think my son's mother now. I don't think anybody ever had counselling or help or support. I said to my friend, how do you deal with it? Just drink. He said, drink all the time. And I used to forget about it. I said, drink. And yeah, so it's crazy. I've never had these conversations with people. I spoke to my mate about it last year, but I haven't spoke to one of the girls, his partner, obviously separated years ago. I haven't seen she lives, I don't know where she lives. I've never heard of her for ages now. My son's mother, I've never had the conversation. It needs to be had, I suppose. I do respect her. I'm going to tell her I respect her and care about her.
So, you was pronounced dead, let's say. Yeah, they thought you was dead. Did you hear about near-death experiences or anything? Did you visualise anything? Any white lights or any...
Spoke to somebody for this?
No.
I only ever said this once before. It's on a podcast. I think it's emotional. It's like an exclusive. Basically, when I woke out of my coma, my mother said I argued with my mother because I was lying in my bed, millions of tubes got me everywhere. Morphine in my groin, everywhere, tubes everywhere, in intensive care. And I asked my mother how Carl was and how Bug, James' name was, or Bug his nickname was. So Bug is I'm unmarried, my partner's dad. So my partner at the time, her dad, is called Bug. James' name is, Bug his nickname was. And my brother's name is Carl, my younger brother. At the time, he was 14. So I said, how are they? Are they okay? And I said, what do you mean? What are you on about? And I said, they were with me in the car. I said, they weren't. I said, they were in the car with me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Take your time, mate.
And I said, they were, and I argued with my mother. She said, they weren't in the car with you. I said, they were. My brother was in bed at the time, he was 14. And her dad was in London working. He works for Lago Rocks, doing like big crane-fitted, big things like I used to do, fitter, I suppose. And I said, I was walking this dark tunnel, down this dark tunnel. Yeah. It was like a narrow tunnel. I was walking down it. There's a really bright light at the end of this tunnel. I was going to walk into this light, and all of a sudden, the brakes on. It's better than the first one, isn't it? And sorry, and then I heard these voices calling me from behind. So I turned around, I looked back. It was my younger brother and her dad. So I stopped. I looked at them for a bit. He's going a mess. I looked at the light. I looked back and forth at them in the light. And I turned around at the tunnel. I walked back up the tunnel towards my brother and her dad. I woke up then, and the next day on my coma. So so I don't know. I can't remember that. My mother said it was Adam. I saw a bright light tonight. If you watch the documentary on BBC More Life, she talks about it. I don't know, like how close I was, like really close, and I don't know. Yeah, so I genuinely thought they were in the car with me at the time, like, but they weren't. My brother's 14 in bed, and her dad is in London, nowhere near me accident. So so when he said he was around my notes, I never said that to anybody really, but yeah, so there's only a few people know that, but you know now. It's
crazy. You were sharing it. It's
not even
powerful stuff.
I'm not religious or nothing, but I don't know, something out there. I don't know. I'm spiritual, maybe. I don't know. There's something. I don't. Religion has caused so many wars, and I'm not going to go to that route. It's another story again. But I don't know. But
you never had an experience like that since?
No, nothing like that at all. No, nothing. I believe if somebody watching over me, I go and see. I see like a spiritualist guy, a fortune teller, call him whatever. I go and see him now and again, and then he's told me some things. Amazing Lee Petrolingo. He's in Cardiff Market.
I know him. Yeah, the traveller, right?
Romanian gypsy. I see him. He's amazing. Honestly, I used to be so skeptical, but when I first went to see him, I was like, act all tough now. Because I went to see him after I separated from one of my partners. She lived in Gibraltar, a pretty girl from Gibraltar. And she ended it. She moved back home, basically. I went to see this guy. I walked into this place, and he said to me, you just separated from your girlfriend, haven't you? I said, no, not me, mate. I'm separate now, on me. He said, yeah, you have. She's a pretty girl, like, from Spain, Mediterranean, Catholic, really pretty girl. So you go, huh? How do you know that? It's mad. Like, he wasn't saying generic stuff. He was saying specific stuff. So he was saying things like, you just separated from your partner. I said, no, I haven't. I said, I was acting all cool. I didn't want him to feed. I didn't want him to feed off me. Like, but anyway, he's told me so much stuff. And every time I go and see him, he tells me specific stuff. Like, he's specific. Everything he's ever told me is right. And it's crazy.
Being skeptical.
He blows my mind. But I don't talk. When you're in there, I don't know if you talk to us, they feed off you and that. And you only ever go and see them. If you're in trouble in life, you're split separation and that. But when I go in there, he doesn't ask any questions. He just talks to you. And every now and again, he'll say, you understand? Understand? So I don't say anything for him to like pick up on and feed. So when I went to see him, first of all, I said it was brilliant. Like, he said so many things, accurate things to me. Like, you would never have been able to...
Well, and you walked... And did you pre-book this? Because I always think that these people... You've booked...
seen him years ago. 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah, because I always think, well, obviously, if you go to like a fortune teller goes to the local rugby club, yeah, they're probably looking on Facebook at people in the area who will go...
Before all that, before I had Facebook, before I had anything it was in Cardiff Market.
I know, I've had people come up to me and tell me there's a ginger fella. He makes a lot of money, but he's...
Lee's brilliant.
That's a good shout, actually.
Lee's a really good guy as well. He's a nice...
he's lovely.
I go to his house. I go around there. I go and see him now and again. His house. I go quite friendly with him now. Like, I've seen him a lot.
Yeah, my missus... he met me and my missus, like, and he was, like, proper attached to Alex and all that. He's like, you got to come see me and all that.
Yeah. But he goes to the Oscars, he BAFTAs, he does all the celebrities. And
yeah, but I'm scared, like... It's not just skeptic. I'm scared, like, of what they say.
I think you can tell you anything bad. I think they're allowed to tell you anything bad there. I think they're allowed to say you got cancer, you're going to die.
He just goes like, hello.
Yeah. He talks really fast. Like, I don't think he'll tell you anything bad. I don't know. I don't think he used the what is it, power? It's just power. For anything good or bad. So why didn't win the lottery? When did the lottery numbers at? I don't think they're allowed to use it.
They're not allowed to, yeah.
Allowed, right. It's mad. Yeah, so he's amazing. Blew my mind, he does, when I go and see him.
Yeah, no, I'm more of a spiritual person myself than religion.
Yeah, I don't like.
Maybe we can touch on that in a little bit. So yeah, okay. So you've gone into hospital now. What was the procedure? So you first of all they opened up your head, yeah.
Took out the nothing on top of my head. So I had nothing on top of my head.
Do you want to show the scars for the people who haven't?
Oh, my arm. Yeah, my arm. Oh, well, I'm going to take my jacket off.
Oh, that's a nice jacket as well, by the way.
Thanks. I got a scar on my arm there. My arm was dragged along the floor for a couple 100 yards. And obviously, lucky at the time, I had quite big arms, a lot of training, rugby, training weights all the time. They moved all the muscle from there and put it over to there. I had a big hole in my arm. They said, lucky as your arm's as big as you lost your arm, you ripped your arm off nearly. Because I had a massive hole. You could see through my arm. You saw the bone and you could see right through my arm. I had nothing on my, no flesh on my arm. On my head, I took the top of my head completely off and I moved all the skin off the back of my head and put it onto the top of my head. So, and I was totally bald across the back of my head, had skin grafts across the back of my head. So that was the first operation, take all the bone from my brain and cover my head up, I suppose. So,
because your hair's grown fine, like you don't. I don't notice it at all.
well, they did. They put it. Lots of things happened. So I was in a coma. I woke out of my coma. And the doctor said I wouldn't walk ever again. And I argued with the doctor, said I will walk out of the hospital again. He said, you won't. I said, I will. I said, you won't. I said, I will. I did learn to walk. It took me 2 weeks to learn to walk again. So, yeah, I remember the first time I got out of bed, it was crazy. The physio, I'd been on my back for 2 months probably. When they first got me out of bed, I stood there and I felt sick first of all. They let me back down straight away because I felt lightheaded. And they eventually got me out of bed. I stood there. I literally I could not move my legs. I could not remember to move my legs. And she had to physically pick my feet up and put them one in front of the other. And my brain, I remembered how to walk then. After a while, I remembered how to walk, so I learned to walk again then. It took me about 2 weeks to learn to walk again.
So would you say a lot of, when people say, you might not ever be able to walk again, do you think a lot of it is not just the mobility of your legs, but it's that?
Yeah. I think a lot of things in life is self-belief. You've got to believe in yourself. So I think if you believe in yourself, I'm not saying you're going to achieve anything in life, but you're going to achieve a lot in life if you believe in yourself and keep going. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I believed in myself. I wasn't ready, just, not disrespect people in wheelchairs. I know for people in wheelchairs from playing rugby and things, and, I know you'd adapt and you'd change, but I couldn't be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life for 21. After being fit and healthy from 5 years of age to 21, in a wheelchair the rest of my life, I couldn't be like that. I was determined to walk again. So I know a lot of luck as well, but yeah. So it's a lot of belief, because I was in hospital. A lot of people died in the hospital. I was there.
Around you.
Give up on life. I think they just give up on life. Their injuries weren't as bad, I don't think, but they just give up. I think they didn't have enough. I had a good family around me, good support around me, on my partner at the time. My brothers, my family were really good coming around, my friends coming to see me. So I had good support network around me. And I thought, God, so much to give in life. I'm 21, and I got so much more to give in life. I'm not ready to go yet.
When you came out of that hospital, you said your partner supported you. Was everything okay? The same? This is a big thing, as we know, if someone... My missus always asks me, if I, lost my legs, would you still love me? Or, silly questions like your partner would say, like, if I don't know, shaved my head, would you love me?
Yeah.
Like, silly things, but they're real life scenarios that can happen and do happen.
Yeah.
Was it exactly the same, or did you feel like there was a barrier there, or things changed?
We were okay. We were closer, probably. We had a lot of stress and hassle, a lot of stress, I think, for a young couple. At a young age, we went through so much together. There's no wonder we separated, to be honest. We just been through so much together. We went through my car accident, and then obviously university, my son coming along, and we were from a young age too. So 2
years. Did your son come along after the accident?
Yeah, 2 years after. I was still recovering after my accident, so I was 21, still recovering, but I wasn't brilliant. So my mental health, my physical injuries were horrendous. My biggest challenge was mental health. I hated myself, hated my scars. I couldn't accept what I looked like. So one of the operations I had a couple of months after, months after, I had a skin expander put under my skin. So my good skin there, it's a bag based of water. It's the same thing as used for a woman's breast implant. So they used to put a bag under my good skin there, and they used to put a port under my skin, under my skin. And every week I used to go to hospital for 3 months. They used to put a needle in my head there and inject my head once a week with water. So once we get 3 months,
the skin, really.
Yeah. So stretch my skin, and I had to take it out there eventually after 3 months. I had 1.2 litres of saline water in it. So what they did, they stretched my skin. So they pulled it down and they covered the back of my head there, that side, but they couldn't cover this side.
Go over.
They would have had enough skin to cover it, because at the same time as having that done, they had to put a titanium plate in my head to cover the hole in my skull. And they had to have enough good skin over the plate, else it would have got infected. So he said if they didn't have to put the plate in, they would have covered all the back. Because they had to put the plate in, they couldn't cover it all. So I was on a waiting list then, to another one put in. But it's so painful. After a couple of years, when you get a bit older, you don't really say care about your looks. When you're young and 21, you care about your looks, your scars and everything, I suppose. And as you get a bit older, and the pain, it was so painful stretching my skin. I'd have a headache for about 2 days out, a couple of days after. The skin, and my pressure on my head, I suppose. They inject my head with a full big syringe of water, 1 mil of water. I think I had 1 mil. Sometimes a bit more. I think I put a bit more in, depending. He knew how much to put in there if he was going to rip my skin, I suppose. So he put this water in my head, and then I had a headache there. It was horrible. And it was painful. And I hate needles anyway. I've had hundreds of thousands of them, but I still hate them. And I don't like them at all.
Do you feel the difference between the titanium or does it just feel like it's all one day now?
I don't feel it I don't feel it. I don't feel my skin feels a bit thin on that side, I suppose. But that's because my hair is quite thin, I suppose, on that side. But I do get flushes, in the hot. My head gets hot. I boil in my brain in the sun, I suppose, because on my plate metal. My titanium, and there's no skulls, it's my brain. So when it gets hot,
Cook an egg on there.
boiling my brain, basically.
Cook an egg on there.
Yeah, and I get a bit of migraine. If I got to be careful. If it's really cold, I get cold, and if it's really hot, I get hot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like
I never
taking
thought of it like
I
that.
suppose. So I don't beep in the metal detectors in the airport, mine. So if you want to smuggle anything to a country, put it into
Yeah. So
it doesn't beep.
same as shoplifting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to like jump over the fucking scanners. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I don't beep going through metal detectors and everything. So
Yeah, no.
yeah, my biggest challenge was my mental health for years and years and years. Hating myself, felt sorry for myself, depressed. I was depressed. I didn't have diagnosis. Right, looking back, all the work I've done, I hated. I lie in bed crying every day. I won't get out of bed. Wish I was dead. Wish I died in my accident. Wish I was died. Everybody else have a happy life. I wasn't here.
You genuinely.
All the time, every day for years. Not every day, most days. Yeah, every day.
How did you and your partner break up? If you don't mind me asking.
It was just, I jumped from one relationship to another again. So basically, she was in university. I was 23.
You fucking dog.
I know. It's not funny. It's shit, really. When I look back.
No, I was only joking. That was a joke.
I know. I wish I apologised to them because I hated myself. I hated what I saw in the mirror. And because I hated I was so low in confidence, self-esteem. Somebody else comes along and says good things about you. It makes you feel good about yourself. It's a dopamine hit. The dopamine fixing it.
100%.
So there's drugs, if there's anything, you get dopamine from it, buying something or taking whatever you dig. But so dopamine hits. So when people come along and say nice, I knew it was wrong, but looking back, I wish I'd worked on myself for a few years first. And but it didn't happen. It doesn't happen. Life doesn't work out perfect like you wanted, does it? When I was growing up, I wanted 2 kids, a boy and a girl, same age, married when I was 30, nice house, but nothing has happened. I'm 45 and nothing's right. So so life is not how we want it. And so I was trying. We went through a lot of stuff together. And she's in university in Bristol doing her second year in accountancy. So she's bright, really bright girl. And then she rang me one day, said she was pregnant. And wow. So she only found out quite a few months into pregnancy she was pregnant. She didn't put any weight on. And the only way she found out she was pregnant, she went to the doctors in Bristol to register the doctor's surgery in Bristol because she was still registered the doctors in Pontyclean. She went to the doctors with her friend and said, I want to register the doctors. So they must do blood pressure, check your body weight.
Right.
And then they said, I want to talk about going on the pill. And they said, we haven't got time to talk about that today. Come back next week. So she booked an appointment to go back to the following week to go on talk about the pill. They phoned her the same day and said, you better come back to the surgery now today. All right, okay. She went back to the surgery and they said, do you know you want to talk about the pill? She said, yeah. It's a bit late for that now. Yeah, you're pregnant. So again, it's another stressful time. So she moved back from Bristol after her second year, gave up university, accountancy, had to buy a house. Within a couple of months, I get a house, everything, and support. I started a new job in Lloyd's Bank then on like 12 grand a year.
Was you still together at that time?
Yeah, we were still together in Bristol, travelling back and forth to Bristol now.
I was going to say, it was,
again, it's on the verge of breaking
on the pill up in Bristol, like in your
the verge of breaking up. But again, we stayed together, and she came along and said my son was being born then, and obviously we stuck together then to do the right thing for my son. He didn't want to come from a broken home because back then it wasn't a common thing. All his friends had like partners and their parents were all together, so I didn't want to. I'm an old-fashioned person in certain respects. My mother and father been together 60-odd years. I thought I wanted him to come from a solid home, not from a broken home. So I stayed together. We stayed together for a few years. For 5 years, I don't know how old. I can't remember how old he was. 5 or 6 when we broke up, I think it was. But I jumped from one relationship to another again. But we should have broken up a few times. We had so much going on, young age together. So we stayed together for all these different things.
So, what of course, we've got the accident and we've got Traitors. That's what people know you for. That gap in between, what was your life like? What was you doing? Was you just finding yourself, would you say?
Of 20-odd years. Just car crash. I didn't even think that, right? Yeah, do you know what I mean? I just getting up every day, drag myself to work every day. Because in this world, right, you come into this world, you're the truest version of yourself when you're a kid. You're running around, climbing trees, laughing, joking. All of a sudden, you get conditioned to fit in with society, to get what society thinks you should be. Your parents condition you, first of all. Don't do this, don't do that. Sit there, go there, don't do this. And you're thinking, I'm just being myself. And all of a sudden, my mother and father telling me off being myself. And then you go to school, get conditioned some more. Sit there, put your hand up to speak, talk here, put across your legs. And then...
Finger on your lips.
Yeah, then you get a circle of friends, and you start drinking, smoking, taking drugs, messing around with girls to be the cool kid in your gang like your friends, and that to get a friendship to be a popular one. Then you get a job. You get a nice job with a nice salary, big salary, in a corporate job, if you think that's what makes people happy. You get a partner, and you change yourself something completely for this person, try and be loved by this person more or something. And there's all these different layers of social acceptance.
Reflect on it.
One day, you wake up one day when you're 40, 50, you look in the camera, you think to yourself in the mirror, you think, who the fuck is this guy like? And you think, who is he? Like, you wake up and you realise who the person you are is. So you're down here and you've got like 20 levels above a social acceptance. You're with the people watching this now probably sat in a house with the person they don't want to be with because they got bloody kids together, they got a big house together, and their parents like them. They probably cheat on each other left, right, and centre. They think, oh, you got to be together. We're 40, 50, we can't separate. So you're stuck in a dead-end relationship. You've got a dead-end job you're dragging yourself to every single day because you think your parents are happy doing this job. Be true to yourself, do. Be authentic and be true to yourself. I'm living my life now the way I want to live it. Not because I keep my mother and father happy, my brother's happy, my friends happy. Doing, I'm living, doing what I want to do now, and doing what I, changing people's lives, which is better. My heart and my soul feels better now than I ever has at any time. I have a house. I don't get anything now, but I feel better now than I ever have in my life.
You don't have a house?
True. No.
You live with
parents. Moved back with my parents a couple of months ago, do you know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah,
I love, like, your honesty.
Like, do you know what I mean? But when I was growing up, I look at all my friends. Every single one of my friends is married, settled down, not happy. They say they're happy, but they're not. I'm guaranteed they're happy. Got nice houses. And I look at myself thinking, I was put pressure on myself for years, going when I was 35. I've got to be settled down, 35. People put ages and numbers on things all the time. By this age, you should do this. By this age, you should do... Why? Like, do it when you're ready. My mother said to me the other day, when are you going to find a woman to be happy? So, why don't you ask me if I am happy? I don't need a woman to be happy, I said. Do you know what I mean? That's what the old-fashioned mentality, like, you got a house by this age, a job by this age.
It's different, though, isn't it? They probably bought their house for fucking 20 grand.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And do you know when I say leaving my job, they think I'm mental. You've got a good job and that. You work hard building somebody else's dream and that. That's what it was years ago. That's what I grew up thinking. That's what life was. But it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like, it's not true. Be true to yourself, right? And there was a survey done on people on their deathbed years ago. And one of the biggest regrets they had was not being true to themselves, living a life for other people, keep the other people happy, not to keep themselves happy. You can carry on living life like that if you want to, but you'll never be truly content and happy in your soul and your heart. You'll think you'll be happy, but you won't be truly happy. I don't think anybody. No matter how big your house is, what car you're driving, I think you have as much money as you want. But unless you're living your true self, you're never going to be happy, I don't think.
Would you say that was like a grey patch of your life then, would you say? Is this where, like, the fuckboy Andrew came out and stuff, yeah?
No, I was like an idiot. I was jumping from one relationship to another, thinking it's cool, giving my dopamine hit and all that sort of thing. And it's not wrong. Upsetting people emotionally is probably worse than physically. I'm not saying that's physically good, but I've never done that physically. But hurting somebody emotionally, that lasts forever sometimes. You're scarring somebody emotionally is worse than... I thought it's so worse, but like, they're both bad. But do you know what I mean? Upsetting someone is really bad. And I've upset so many people, girls-wise, jumping from one to another. And it's terrible, like, really, when I think about it. But it's done now, and I can't change it.
Your other brothers, they settled down.
Yeah, both my older brothers settled down.
God, so it was always Andrew.
Black sheep of the family, you know. So my younger brother, he just separated recently, actually, but he was settled down and getting married next year. My young brother's 38. My other brother's 52. My other brother's 54. So yeah, I got four brothers, or three brothers.
How old are you?
I know the look, around 45. 46 next week, actually.
Are you?
Yeah, I can give me a card now, it's all right. He's 40.
Happy
Saturday.
Birthday.
Party back at the Ponderosa. The 46 next Saturday.
I'll drop so many in later. No, that's mad.
Yeah, so all of us are the same. We're all the same. But they're my oldest brothers settled down, married, happy, nice houses, usual thing, nice houses, families and that. So, yeah, I'm 45, no house. I was with my violin.
What was your biggest fear when you come out with that accident and when you come back into the real world? What was your biggest fear?
Not fitting in, being part of my family, I suppose. I didn't think. Yeah, but that was a huge issue for years. It went on for years and years and years. 'Cause every Sunday, my mother does it like a family tea. My brothers would go to the house with their girlfriends, wives, and the kids. So my mother's a 3-bedroom, semi-detached house, council house in Talbot Green. It's not a massive house, but every Sunday, all the men would end up in one room watching Scrum Fight on the telly. My dad and all the girls would end up in the other room watching, like, whatever, talking and stuff. But like, all the boys were still playing rugby at the same time. They were playing rugby, so they were talking to my dad about the game of rugby they played on a Saturday. I was going to try, I'd done this, we'd done this. And I'm sitting there watching my dad smiling, listening to my brothers. I'm sat there thinking, what can I talk about? Nothing to talk about. I had nothing to contribute to the conversation. So my brothers are better than me. So my dad didn't love me anymore, wasn't proud of me anymore. Like, he's never said, I know he loves me, I know, but he's never said he loved me. That's his generation. And he's never said he was proud of me. Like, to me, so I didn't think, so I stopped talking. I didn't stop talking completely, but I just didn't contribute to the conversation. And they just, you're miserable, you're moody. I just don't think of anything, nothing to say to the conversation. All we do is talk about sport. Do we know we ever talk about feelings and emotions? Like a swear word in my mother and father's house, feelings and emotions. It's like saying the C word in my mother and father's house, we said feelings and emotions. What? You're a man, you don't have feelings and emotions. You're a man, you're a real strong man. man up at that, do you know what I mean? And
Would you have liked it to have been more open then?
yeah, this is what I'm doing. I spoke to my mother and father about the accident the first time ever last year. It's 24 years later.
And how did that feel?
Weird.
Would you put it like? Would you weigh it up with like someone coming out of the closet or something? That awkward.
Yeah, it took me 24 years. I rest sit there and say it's easy, but like, yeah, two things that I touched on it earlier on, but like, two things that happened. Meeting my previous partner and trauma in life, but also I met the man last year who saved my life. I know he had a team of people around him, and he was the main surgeon he got the bone on my brain. So he was the main surgeon, and he said, you're a miracle patient, like you should be dead. On so many occasions you're going to die, you should have died. Look how big and strong you are, he says, it's incredible, like, you're going to share your story. So he made me realise, yeah, I got a second chance at life. Like, there's no Andrew Jenkins part 2 or the sequel. This is my life, and I got to try and live it. I don't live another 40-odd years, wasting my life and then die, or wasted me a miserable, resentful, old, miserable git. Like, I want to make a difference to the planet at the end of the day, and I've been given a second opportunity. So them two things made me realise, yeah, I want to change. It took me ages to pluck up the courage from my mother and father. I knew what they were like. I knew what their response would be. They don't get it. They don't understand it. Like, do you know what I mean? When I told them I didn't think Dad loved me anymore, was proud of me anymore, I thought, it was so stupid. Of course we love you. I know, but I didn't think it at the time. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think that. Do you know what I mean? And I spoke to my mother and father on a Friday afternoon. I spoke to my son on a Saturday morning in Cardiff in a coffee shop on Cruise, or somewhere in Cardiff, however it was, in Cathay somewhere. And we had a 4.5-hour chat, me and my son did. We had a 4.5-hour chat in the morning. I sat him down, I said, we need to have a chat. I said, because I want to start talking about my accident on video on social media. I don't want to find out about anybody else's.
So before you went public on anything, you spoke to them about it?
The whole reason I spoke to them.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So that I don't want to find out third.
So what did Mum and Dad say, first of all?
They didn't go into mega detail, to be honest with you. They don't really understand what I'm doing now, to be honest with you, but no, they understand.
Did they watch the show?
Yeah, they watch this. They love the show.
There's one on your
Yeah, they don't get all that. Like, so yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so they watched it. They liked it. I think they didn't say they're proud of me, I think, but yeah, they watched it. They really enjoyed it. I think they really enjoyed it. But we don't have detailed conversation.
And what was and when you sat them down, they probably felt that was a bit weird as well, didn't it?
I don't want to come across if they did a bad job or not a bad job. I had a great upbringing. We never went without.
I know what you're saying.
We didn't have loads of money, but I never went without. I had my food on the table, my clean clothes. We didn't have enough money. I had 3 brothers, so we had 4 boys, and my dad worked in a factory.
They sound like great parents. They haven't done a bad job.
When I speak about it, it's like I don't want to come across. I always say my podcasts, my talks, and that they're great people. It's just their generation, where they come from. That's just their old school generation. So I didn't want to come across. I was having to go with them, like that. My upbringing was bad. They didn't talk to me. It's not that at all. Like, we didn't talk about feelings and emotions. And when I sat them down, I don't say they did a bad job. They didn't do a bad job of raising me. They didn't. Well, we've all great job. My fault.
Did they come to terms with that, though? Did they say, yeah, you're right, we haven't been...
Well, no, we didn't speak about things. I just explained my feelings to them. How I was feeling, why I was like I was, why I was quiet. I said, it's funny, because whenever you met anybody else outside of this house who knew me, people I worked with, friends, whatever, they go, Andrew's fun, he's bubbly, he's life and soul. My parents are looking, my mother would look, and I'm thinking, Andrew, he's really quiet and moody. But it's only when I come in this house, I said, I go in my shell. So I come in this house, I just sit there quiet, I wouldn't talk. And then when I go out, and I talk for Britain, I come out live, bubbly, I'm out in the pub, and a drink, I'm a good fun, I'm a laugh and that. But like when I go to my mother's house there, I used to be quiet and talk, because I go in my shell. I didn't think I was better, as good as them, or my brothers are better than me. I didn't think I was like a black sheep of the family. I was a nuisance to everybody. I caused so much stress and anxiety in the family. I just was hard work, I just stopped talking. And so I spoke to my mother and father. I just explained how I felt for the last 20-odd years. Didn't really get anywhere, I suppose. I just talked to them. And I sat my son down on a Saturday morning then, and we had a 4.5 hour. I said, look, I need to talk to you. So what do you know about my accident? He said, nothing. He said, I wonder where your scars were all my life growing up, he said, but I didn't want to ask you, he said, because I didn't want to ask you. He said, ask my mother, but she said, oh, you're too young, I'll tell you when you're older. He's 22, he was at the time. And I said, we had 4.5 hour chat. We talked about MDMA, cocaine, steroids, girls, drinks, drugs, feelings. We talked about absolutely everything. Because I want him to be able to come to me about anything at all, because I can't talk to my parents about anything. So if like him watching my mother and father's house, and Richard Attenborough program comes on, and 2 monkeys going at it, I got to walk out the room. It's embarrassing. I can't, 2 elephants going at it. I think, oh, it's embarrassing. Anyone want a cup of tea? Yeah, I'll go get a cup of tea. I walk exactly. 45. I had sex once. I got a kid. They've had sex 4 times. They've got 4 boys. So I know they've done it once or twice. But when things go on the telly...
You've had sex once?
I don't know. I had a test come back. I don't know if he's mine, but... Yeah.
Oh, with him, you mean? I thought you meant you've had sex once.
Yeah, so I watch these programs. My parents know about sex at least once. Because I got a son. So I'm embarrassed by it. I think, this is embarrassing.
Oh, they didn't know you as like top shagger in Talbot Green, did they?
Top shagger. My father was top shagger, but No, but so I get embarrassed and say, oh, this is the generation, it's uncomfortable. Like, but I hope my son...
I know what you mean, mate.
my son used to lie there watching beach volleyball that together. Dad, you get out of bed. Dad, the volleyball's on. She watches men and women playing beach volleyball, and like I couldn't let my dad watch a girls play volleyball in the Olympics now. We didn't watch it, like, so...
You feel comfortable to do all that.
Yeah, we're like brothers, to be honest with you. So we're really close together, and we had this conversation. At the end of that conversation, I told him I loved him the first time in his life. He's 22 years of age. I've never told him I loved him until last year. And then we say we love each other all the time now. I told him I'm proud of him. At the end of that conversation, I said, I don't care how big your house is, what car you drive, what job you got. I don't care. As long as you're a nice person, I'm proud of you no matter what. So I'm hoping I've broken the generational cycle in my family, if you like. Whereas I tell him we love each other all the time now, and I hug him. Yeah, we get on really well. We're really, really close now. So I spoke to him on a Saturday, my oldest brother on a Saturday afternoon, my other brother on a Sunday, and my other brother on a Monday. So that weekend was a huge therapy weekend. So like, my brothers, they've had the same upbringing as me, so they all understood it. They all got it. So when there's this conversation, you build these conversations up in your head, and that's what I say to people when I'm struggling. I said, just have the courage to have the conversation. I say, you build these conversations up in your head.
To be terrible.
Yeah, you overthink things. I say 85% of what you overthink never comes true. I think it's only 1 or 2% ever comes true. It says you worry about these things, waste all your energy and time worrying about something, it never happens. So I build these conversations in my head, but when I had the conversation, I was talking to my mate. It was like, is it fine? Like, they wanted to ask me questions, I wanted to ask them questions. It took me 24 years to do all these conversations, so they understand me better, and they're proud of what I'm doing, I think. I mean, they're all proud of what I'm doing now, talking about it, opening up now, because they had the same upbringing as me. They knew, they had the same upbringing as me, so they understood where I'm coming from, like, do you know what I mean? So it's funny, like, because when I spoke to my brother, for example, he's got 2 sons, and they're really good sportsmen, very good sportsmen. Like, one plays for Wales under 20s, the Exeter Chiefs, the other one's in good at Millfield College now, really successful, cricketer and rugby, really successful. But like, we're always hard on our kids. Like, when Morgan used to play rugby, my son Morgan used to play rugby, he could do 20 good things on a field, but I always find the one bad thing he didn't do. So he come off the field, I was thinking, I missed that tackle. I fucking up. So it's in my head, I thought I was doing the thing, thinking, pushing him, make him better. But it's not. Because he probably thinks to himself, I'm never good enough. So looking at there, thinking, he's probably thinking he's never good enough. Whatever he could be the best. I was 100 points in a game. He can't feel I still find that one thing. He dropped the ball once, missed the one kick. So that's what my brother's like. Because I was talking to my brother about it on a Saturday, Sunday after Sunday. His wife was there at the time, and I was saying things like what I said to Morgan and that. And she was saying to him, right, it sound familiar? He's like to say he's hard on his boys as well. Do you know what I mean? And because we think we're pushing him to be better, to be the best.
Yeah, but it's like a famous thing, isn't it? Like a dog with punishing a dog and giving the dog a treat after doing something naughty. The dog that gets given a treat is like 8 times more likely to learn from that, to be better.
Yeah.
And it's the same with us. Like, we don't like criticism.
No.
But we, praise.
Constructive feedback.
Constructive feedback is better than...
Yeah. But sometimes a game, right, you've had a bad... You play rugby, you've had a bad game. You don't need anybody to tell you about a bad game. You know in your head, if you're a sportsman, especially you're a good sportsman as well, you know if you're a bad game or you've done, you achieve what you wanted to achieve. So, like, he's come off the field, sometimes my son, I've said some things to him, like, bad things, and not nasty, horrible things. Like, say, oh, you were shit then, or you were already good then. The one person he probably wants to be consoled by, to talk to and to support, I said, oh, you're shit. And I got in the car once, right, and he'll tell you that, I got in the car once and left the ground and got home before the game's even finished. So when the game's finished, he's probably looking around, where's my dad then? Not even there, like. So he played crap, the team were crap, they got crap, they got hammered, I don't know, I can't remember what the game was, but they weren't very good. Not just him, the whole team, like, but actually, I used to play with a few teams. He plays across Keys last going off in the Championship. Outside half, he played around full-back. Yeah, he played for Cardiff Met, Hartbury, Gloucester under 18s. He played good rugby. Yeah. And, but I got in the car and went home after the game. What's that saying to him? That's bad. I cried when I first thought about that. It's like, I learned a lot about love languages the last couple of years, right? This thing called, there's 5 different love languages, right? So my dad's is time, I think. So his way of showing his love to us, he never says it, but his way is giving up his time to watch him play rugby. So every rugby match we played, he'd be on the touchline. Every cricket match, he never misses a game. So we could be in the snow, the sleet, the rain, the wind, he'd be standing on the touchline, soaked, freezing. So that was his way of showing his love to us. It was his time. So when I come to rugby anymore, effectively, I didn't have his time. I couldn't spend any time with my dad. That's all I knew, to spend time with him. So I never spent time with him was playing rugby. But I couldn't do that anymore. So my son, I never said my son I loved him until last year. So my way of showing my son I loved him was time. So when he came off the field and I said he was shit, that's like me saying I don't love him, really. If he comes to the field, I'm giving him my time, that's why I'm showing I love him. If he comes to the field and I've gone home where I'm saying, that's awful to my son. Like, that's like saying to my son, effectively, I don't love him. Not really that so anyway, but to me, that's just
that interpretation.
Yes.
So
there's loads of light bulb moments over the last couple of years, and I understand so much better of myself, and I'm much more self-aware, and about my whole upbringing, I suppose, and why I'm like I am, and why like I am, all different things, why things happen, and why things I think the way I do, I suppose, growing up and that. So it's really been a good journey over the last couple. It's still a massive journey ahead of me now, but I'm learning a lot the last couple of years.
Okay, so how did this show come about? This is last year you came out to your family, and then you went on the show, yeah?
Came out to my family, not in that way.
No.
Yeah. That's another conversation. So basically they approached me on an Instagram page called Strength in You. I set up a company called Strength in You Limited because I believe everybody's got strength in them to achieve great
That's
things.
your Instagram.
Yeah, I got an Instagram called Strength in You. I got Andrew Jenkins Official. I got 2 Instagram pages. So my Strength in You, I'd set up ages before the Traitors because I wanted to talk about mental health and well-being. But I had a message on my Instagram page last March, I think it was, saying, do you fancy applying for this show? I thought it was somebody taking the piss, first of all. Yeah, all right, whatever, of course. And I go, yeah, I'll try it. And I applied for it. And I kept getting through the next stages. Every couple of months, so you through the next stage. I had loads of Zoom meetings with executive producers, all these different people. And then in August, they said, we love you. We love your story. Do you want to go on the show? All right, yeah, go on, I'll try it. And it never sunk in. I was on it until I was actually outside the castle or at the round table for the first time. I didn't pinch it. Didn't think I was on the biggest TV show in Britain or one of the biggest TV shows in Britain. I didn't think of it until I was actually either met Claudia I don't know when it sunk in. I think it really sunk in, to be honest. When I met Claudia the first time, she said my name. Hi, Andrew. How she know my name? It's so weird, like it. And then, or in the first round table, it was quite brutal, I suppose. Or yeah, it was just strange, it wasn't. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't change it. It was brilliant.
What was like? Really biggest you knew going on that show like here?
There's lots of different things, I suppose. It was a great experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. And the only reason I went on there was to get a platform to talk about mental health and well-being. I don't care about being recognised, and I don't get free stuff from a council estate. I know where I come from, humble. I don't care about taking a rugby match. It's nice. I'm not ungrateful or anything, but if all that stopped tomorrow, I wouldn't care. As long as you start helping people, talking to people, as long as that continues, is all I care about. So I went on the show to get a platform. I got a huge platform now to talk about it. But like some of the good things in there, the people in there were brilliant. 21 people in there with me. They were all great people, to be honest. They all had great stories. It was tough. I thought I had a good story, but there's other people like Johnny, for example, Molly. They all had, Harry had a good story. They all had really good jazz. They all had great stories. Well, she was, what's it called? She had a limb difference. She had a limb difference with her hand. And obviously she had a stoma as well, didn't she? She wears a stoma bag. And she's a model. She was doing modelling before the Traitors. She's a beautiful girl, but she's a nice girl as well, 21. She's just a nice kid, like, to me. She's a nice person. She's nice, fun, just a young, naive kid, I suppose. And yeah, she's doing great things now. She's doing really good things, and good luck to her. She's doing really well. Her modelling career's flying, and she's doing really good. She deserves it. She's a nice kid. She's a nice person. I got on really well with her. Yeah, all of them are nice people. There's nothing I'm going to bad with to say about any of them in the castle, to be honest. They were lovely people. But there was lots of moments, Diane being Ross's mother was a big moment. I didn't believe that was got a big revealing thing. But one of the things I learned a lot about myself in the castle, I saw a lot about myself in there, I suppose. A lot of time to reflect on things in my life. A lot of time to think and sit on my own. There's a lot of time on your own, spending your own in your room and that, thinking about stuff, reading and thinking about stuff. So I had a lot of time to reflect on my life and that sort of thing. And it made me realise what was important in life to me. I had photos on my bedroom, my family and everything. And I had photos of my mother, my father, my brothers, my son, my partner at the time, my children, all in the room and everything. And I used to talk to my photos every day. And I used to think I was going mad. I talk every morning, I talk to my photos. I'm off to the castle now, and they never answered me. And every night I get back, tired, drained, and I said, I've had a good day today, and I talk to them, a debrief. And I said, the psychologist comes to our room every couple of days, and I say to her, am I going mad or what? I'm talking to my photos. And she goes, that's good. It's really good. You're getting off your chest, out of your mind. You're getting offloading. You're talking. That's why your feet are on the ground. You haven't lost your rag once. You're just calm. You're a big guy. Everybody's expected to go mad. Huh? I didn't lose my temper once in the castle.
How long did it go on for? How long was you staying there?
3.5 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, well, 3.5 weeks it was. Yeah, so I flew up.
Wasn't allowed your phone?
No, nothing. We got there.
Really good detox then as well.
Yeah, it was nice actually not on your phone. It was weird not being able to speak to my son and my partner and everybody like that, but it was nice. It was weird coming out to them. My phone was bing, 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 bing. It was strange. My phone just stopped going.
Did you have a plan as well? Like when you get out, was you thinking, right, this? And I bet each week you got better because
it was weird because nobody knew because I filmed it in September last year. And they went on telly till January, February. So I keep quiet for 3 months, 4 months.
But was you excited of the ideas of what could happen?
I try to forget about it. I had to go back to the normal job, back into my normal life, and then back to the normal work, back to my day job and all that sort of thing. So I just forgot about it for a while. And yeah, it was exciting. And I was waiting. You're waiting for the launch date. You didn't know what date it's going to be launched. So waiting for an email off the production company. It's going to be launched on this date. So it's exciting. But it's also nerve-wracking because I can't remember what it looked like.
Yeah, and being Welsh as well, like you know, you will have it now with Love Island probably because someone's in there from Wales.
Yeah.
You know, you will be mashed all over the media in Wales. So that was great as well.
It's just nerve-wracking. I don't know how you're going to portray it on the camera because we don't see the edit. We don't get to see the finished article till it's on the television.
Still worried then.
Yeah, so like we don't. I saw it the same as you. So on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm sat there waiting for it to come on the telly. And I'm thinking, I was going to show tonight. What did I say that day? I can't remember. It was 3 months ago, 4 months. I can't remember what I said.
And were you happy with how it came out? Was it anything manipulated or changed?
Nothing. Everybody had a good edit, I think. I didn't think anybody come across bad on there. Everybody looked really good on there. I think they're allowed to do that anyway these days because of mental health and all that sort of thing. I can't, with all the suicides on Love Island, I just think they're allowed to show somebody in a bad light, like nasty Nick in Big Brother years ago. I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, maybe they should. You know, you can't just like. Yeah. If you're a cock, you're a cock, in you. At the end of the day, like. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
But I don't know, nobody wants to go in the castle. One of my reservations going in there, there's going to be some like over the top people, drama queens in there. Like the first series I watched, there was some people over the top in there and that. But this one, I think nobody was over the top. They all got on really well. There was nobody really out there or attention seeking or we got on really well. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's a really good cast, I think it was. And that's why they've won loads of awards for how diverse the cast is. Like, do you know what I mean? And there was nobody in there I didn't really like. I suppose I'll get on with.
Was there a moment that you thought, I'm going to win this?
No, I didn't think I'd get as far as I did, to be honest, because I don't know, I stand out for I don't know, but I won't get any votes to the round table. I won't get any votes for anyone at the round table. I think I had one off Jazz, but I didn't get any real votes or anything. So I knew I'd probably get recruited or murdered at one stage. So I knew because they weren't going to get rid of me any other way. So they recruited me in the end halfway through it. So I done well, and that's what I think I reflected on my life. Do you know what I mean? I always want to win everything. I'm so competitive. Unless I won something in life, I failed. To come in second is nothing. That's why. Growing up all my life, second place is nothing. So like growing up all my life, so I wanted to win it. But then I learned. I was in there thinking, there's more to life than money and winning things and that. And I'm proud of myself. I've never been proud of myself all my life. I'm always hard on myself. People say to me, my partners, I've never met anybody so hard on themselves. You never give yourself a break. You're always pushing and pushing and pushing. And like. I was sat in the castle. I looked at my photos thinking, that's what's important in life. My friends, my family, they still love me regardless of where I come in this programme. If I come second, they still love me. They care about me regardless. That's what I tell people in my talk. I say to people, younger people, I said, no matter what you achieve in life, your family will still love you regardless of, hopefully they'll still love you, or your friends, true people who know you will love you for who you are.
Of course.
I said, no matter, this world, as you touched on it, I think, it's all about material things, achieving this, big houses and cars. That's what people judge their self-worth by.
Yeah.
I say your self-worth is your self-worth as a person. You see your morals, your ethic, you see you as a person. And no matter if you're an A grade or a C grade, you're still a good person, like I said. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, but people beat themselves up if they don't achieve things in life. When you pass your driving test, for example, you pass first time, you're the best thing ever, you're the best. Pass third time, people take a piss out of you. Still a good person, you're not a bad person, So like I say to people, don't beat yourself up if you don't achieve things in life. Your family still love you, do you mean? And, there's so much pressure upon people to achieve things in life.
Mm. No, I definitely agree. I'm on my fourth driving test.
Oh, yeah?
And if I pass, I've done amazing.
Still a good person.
I'm still a good person.
You're a good person.
Yeah. What so coming out, what was the difference in your life from going into coming out? Was it a big difference?
First few months, no. And then when it was on television, mental.
Sorry, when it got released on TV.
Yeah, it was just crazy, yeah. So coming out, I learned a lot about myself. Coming out, before I just come out, I learned a lot about appreciating things more and spending time with my family and everything. And then coming out then, it was just a whirlwind. So as a good match, everywhere you go, Cardiff, he's recognised all the time, selfies all the time, you're on TV, you do all these radio, podcasts, you like, everyone wants you putting your podcast, everything, you're just so busy. It's just crazy. I mean, thrust in this limelight. But it's hard. It is hard if you're just a normal guy. You don't get no training or anything. You don't get no surreal. You get support of well-being. They're really, really good on well-being in the Traitors, Plank PR, or they're really good on looking after people after they come out. They're really good at that. People get impressed about looking after them. They do look. I can only speak on personal experience. They've been really good to me. I think they're good to everybody, to be honest. But yeah, they're really hot on that sort of thing. But yeah, nobody can prepare you from photos to get 2 seconds, and in the street you go for meals, and it's nice. I like talking for Britain. I do like meeting people, but sometimes you think, I'm in a privacy. Like, I want to be on my missus on my own, or I want to be with somebody on my own. My son in Cardiff before, like, and in the end, I had to go home early. I said, I got 8 o'clock. I'm going home. I said, I can't handle this. I want to be able to drink with you. I said, photo. He gets asked to take the photo. The worst thing is, the person you're with, if you're on a date or something, or you're with somebody, oh, do you mind taking the photo of us? And thinking, I'm not a fucking photographer. Like, do you know this photographer? Like, so it's been awkward. The person I'm with, I was out to somebody the other week, like with somebody. And she also asked to about 30 times, I want to take a photo of us, take a photo of us. God, fucking hell. In the end, I said, I said, no, she's not a photographer. I said, we have to take a selfie, but she's not taking the photo. So I got to say that. I step in, I say, it's not right. Like, so it is very awkward for people sometimes. So I enjoy it. It's fun in it, but yeah, it's not all fun. Yeah, you do get some shit as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, before we go into that bit, maybe talk about the part that you was on about, because obviously before you went in that show, you was in a relationship.
Yeah.
She actually got you onto Traitors, didn't she?
Well, she didn't. She was one. Yeah, she got me onto the first episode, first series, actually, was an episode. Because when she listens to this podcast, I can't go with the name of the podcast, I hate it. There's these girls on there. It's a massive podcast. It's really popular. Like,
Very young girls.
Louisiana, I can't remember. Young girls there. 3 of them, but it's quite chavvy.
I know, yeah.
But she loves it. She loves it. It's like they swear. It's really, she loves it. I can't listen to it.
It's grotesque. Let's be on the book.
I don't know what it's called, but I don't know what it is, but I hate it. But these girls, we always thinking about things to watch on the telly, like Netflix. What can we watch? And then she kept on, there's a show the girls are on about called The Traitors. I said, look, I'm not watching a reality show. It's shit. I'm not watching reality TV. I only watch SAS, Who Dares Wins, and maybe I'm a Celebrity. That's the only 2 things I'll ever watch. But that's gone not so good now anymore. But yeah, so she kept on, and like most men, we break. Yeah, go on, we'll put it on then. We'll watch it. Right, if it's crap, we'll turn it off. And the first episode come on. I'm not going to tell her this, but I was thinking, all right, this is actually, I'm going to tell her. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, we'll watch the next one. We'll watch the next one. Yeah, we'll keep you happy, love. Why are you going to pay me back in return? Yeah, if you watch this. Yeah. So that's my brownie points I'm picking up here watching this, but I do actually like the show. So we binge watched.
When's the next one out, love?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's really good. We binged it over 3 days. I think we watched 12 episodes in 3 days. We were up to late the night watching it. We couldn't stop watching it because the first one, I think, come on, you could watch it on iPlayer straight away. The second one, you couldn't do that. But this one, you could watch it all straight away. So we binged it over 3 days. And then when they messaged me in March at the Traitors, I thought, what? Yeah, okay. Because I watched the first show and I thought, yeah, all right, yeah. Yeah, so she got me in. Oh, she didn't get me in. She got me into the TV show, I suppose. But she didn't really,
how do you think she felt? Because
she wanted me to go on it first, but then she didn't want me to go on it. She goes, if you go on that show, we're over. I said, oh, okay. Because she listened to I had a Zoom call once with, who was it? A psychologist, I think it was. And they had to tell you the bad things that were said about last year's contestants. It was all things in the media online. And there was things in there like, if I see him in the street, I'm going to punch his face, I'm going to kill him, the twat, the C-U-N-T. So she was listening to all this stuff. She overheard this conversation. Most of the Zooms I did on my own with this person on the phone. She was never involved in it, but once she overheard, I don't know what happened, she heard it. And then she panicked then. She goes, if you're walking on the street with my kids, she had 2 kids, I guess. She had at the time, they were 8 and 12, I think, her son and daughter. And she, if you're walking on the street with my kids, and so he goes up to us to beat you up and all that, she got to protect her kids at the end of it.
I get that.
So I get it. So she got panicked. She panicked, she anxiety, I was stressed and all that. And then she calmed down for a couple of days. So when you say this at the start, this is coming towards the end of the process. I said, when you tell us before, do we know? And then in the end, she calmed down. She said, look, I want to go on the show. I'm proud of you. I'm really happy you go on the show and that sort of thing. And she had her reservations about it. And then she had to, towards the end, in the last couple of weeks, I thought she was quite happy. I thought she was quite happy to go on the show. But
what happened?
Yeah, and obviously what happened, then I went on the show. And yeah, and then there's all these things. Women, there's obviously people out there saying all these accusations and stories about me. Things that were released in the press. People come out of the woodwork and I was stressed her out to me. They really saw all these accusations, but it stressed her out to me. And all these accusations are crazy. They could have ruined everything I want to do. I want to help, change people's lives and support people.
What was being accused? Like, what was being said?
I can't say it. I can't say something like that. Yeah, it's not that bad. I can't say it. I can't talk about it at the moment. I can't talk about that. So
can I talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I can't legally. I can't talk about it. Yes, I can't talk about it. Solicitors involved in that. So
well, are they telling the truth or are they talking?
It's rubbish. No, it's crazy. Some of the stuff. I mean, I battered some girl. My son was watching cheating. I battered him, put her in hospital, broke her leg and arm and that. So what was my police record? They were arrested for that, surely.
A random girl or someone you was...
I don't know. But it's crazy.
Dangerous, isn't it?
I would have been arrested. Surely they done a CRB checks on me. They do so many background checks. If I had a bad...
Go on there. They would have...
Yeah, you don't know that. If I had a bad reputation...
They say as well, like, if you got... you're going to expect anything now.
If I did that, I wouldn't have gone on there. If I had a bad past and reputation...
If you knew...
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have applied for that. I knew it would come on the woodwork.
Do you, like...
I don't want my son to see all that. My family to see that about me. If I had a bad past and reputation, I was a horrible person, being arrested...
So you didn't expect this to come out?
No, not that. Not these sort of... I knew some people go, but not that sort of thing. Like, and then... Obviously, it was stressful.
Well, just he's the top shag at a tall agreement.
No, not that. Not.
No, but like, yeah, like, no.
I don't know.
Those type of things, like,
Girls are upset girls a lot of the time. For some girl, one like a horrible ex-girlfriend might have said to him, but I haven't got a horrible ex-girlfriend. I don't think you got a horrible ex-girlfriend. I don't know who said these stories. I don't know who said these stories, or I don't know. I got ideas, but I don't know who. Like, they don't tell me who said these stories. Nobody's going to tell me, are they? So, like, I had the press would go around people's houses. People didn't even know me.
So, yeah, I want to say this.
I had people, like, knocking people's doors.
Yeah.
They messaging me and saying, just to let you know, my friend's sister's mother's dog's father's uncle's brother has had a knock on the door saying, do you want to say stories about Aaron Jenkins? You don't even know him. You don't want to say stories about him.
I have a confession to make. It wasn't me, but...
I'm telling you for this.
No, so I, in my job, some people say, so you got on this week, Cole? And I said last time that I'm getting Andrew Jenkins from the Traitors. She went, oh my God, that's wild. I said, oh, why is that? She went, well, he lives by me, apparently, Talbot Green or whatever it was, and she said, I've had the son at my door, knocking my door, asking if I got a story about Andrew Jenkins. They were trying to get in my house and that. And I was like, no, no.
I know, this is
my neighbour, but...
They're trying to get in people's houses now. These people, like, they went to my brother's ex-girlfriend from 15 years ago. Nothing to do with me. I never met with this girl. My brother's ex-girlfriend 15 years ago saying, did you get in her car? This guy said, don't tell his stories on him. So he puts him in the hospital. He said, don't know about it. Don't talk about it. And they were quite persistent.
And that's what she said. Like, I was like, no, I haven't got any. And they were like, well, can you find something?
Yeah, it's horrible. Well, jokes I can laugh about. Can't laugh about it. It's not nice.
Can't laugh about that.
But you wonder why people try and take their own life then or something. I don't class myself as a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a normal guy from the valleys. But I can imagine all these people in the limelight all the time.
But that's another tabloid.
So be careful, like, do you mean?
That's another...
It's crazy now. How can you say things? I say to people how can you do that? How can people do that? They can do what they want, to be honest with you. No wonder people get stressed, mental health, or take their own life and things. You're lying and spreading gossip about me. I want to talk about mental health and well-being after the show, I said. Help people. This could ruin everything I want to do after the show. Do you mean? And it's crazy.
And the said I haven't got the best of track records anyway. And I did a story on shoplifting on my past. I've done a couple, but I went to this one agency who came to me, who I trusted because last article was pretty decent.
Yeah.
But they must have sold it to the Sun as well. And the Sun said that, it wasn't what I said. They spun a narrative like I didn't care and, lying about what I said. And I just thought, how could they get away with this? He said they can say what they want, mate.
Yeah, it's hard because I know I'm a good person. I know, I've been a great person in the past. There were messing girls around there. I haven't done that. A lot of young boys did that. I suppose I'm trying to justify it, but...
When you say messing, though, what? Just leaving it?
Oh, jump from one to another, jump from one girl to another, to girl to another, messing around, overlapping one or two of them, perhaps. You know what I mean? And, you're not great.
Yeah, but, like, that's not, like...
Yeah, I mean, people have battering people, and I've done stuff like that. I've tried to help as many people as I can. I've tried to help people. I've always been, I think, a polite and kind, caring person, and I've always, when I've been with these girls, I try to treat them as special as I can and be 100% into these girls. I made them feel amazing physically, mentally. And obviously, then after a while, I jump ship then. I mean, it's wrong. I know it's wrong, but hopefully they've learned a lot of that. They've changed as people as well for the better.
That's not worthy of a fucking...
But they go, yeah, it's crazy trying to destroy me and destroy my reputation or destroy things. And it's hard. People say, people around you know you, love you. They know the real you. I say, I know that, but...
No, I agree.
I know, I do get that. But still, it's not nice to be talked about.
Oh, yeah, because people who don't know you...
I don't have to splash all the papers. My son to read things, and I know he don't know. He knows it's bullshit, but I still don't read about it.
People in his fucking work or in... Yeah. If you've got kids who are in school getting bullied because of it, they don't fucking know.
Why my his job, reading all that? I batter women all the time and that. He's going to sack me. He's going to look for the company. Do me. I know this is crazy, innit? But I don't know. It's mad. But
so she split up with you?
Yeah, she had a relationship. To me, I'm not angry or bitter with her. To me, I thought I was going to be with her for a long, long time, to be honest. And we were great. We got on really well together. And over the last couple of months, I believe, I now used to believe everything. People say everything happens for a reason. People coming out to your life, not meant to last and that sort of thing. I don't know. But we probably did come into each other's life to teach her a lesson, I suppose. She allowed me to be vulnerable. For the first time in my life, I was around somebody vulnerable for the first time. I taught her a lot, I helped her a lot as well. With her trauma she had when she was younger and stuff, I helped unlock that and got over that. So we did taught each other different things, and we got off on our separate ways. So whoever gets the next version of us gets a better version of us both. But yeah, so it actually was meant just to come into each other's lives and then go back out. I don't know how it works. I don't know. They reckon the world is planned out for us and that sort of thing. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. You make your own life and luck, really, but I don't know. Yeah, so she ended it. I had a text message off her saying she moved all my stuff out of the house where I was in Manchester filming for television. I had a text message off her saying she moved all my stuff out of the house and put it in a hotel room in Llantrisant. Yeah, when I was coming on a train from Manchester to Cardiff to go to the BBC in Cardiff. I done BBC Breakfast Television on the Red Sofas in Manchester, and I was going to do then breakfast news on the television in Cardiff on Monday night.
At a time where you would like your support and celebrate it
That's
with
what I
it.
mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Any of my partners, I stick with them from thick and thin. I'd never turn my back on anyone, especially I loved someone, especially. And to me, I'm not bitter with it because it was a lot of stressful times, when you go on the show and I don't know. She said, this is your journey, not mine, and that. And she sent a text.
I've heard that, mate. Do you know what? What you've just said there is exactly the same as a past relationship with me. Like, you want to bring them in on it. You want it to be a part. Like, this ain't my story. It's yours.
That was all this free stuff I'm getting now, or months ago. I was getting, after the show, I was getting all this free meals, free hotels. I'm saying, I wanted her to be a part of this, all this celebration, all this success, and go
They don't like
these
it.
awards with us. And all that.
No, they don't like
a
it.
quiet life in Porthcawl, to be honest. She wanted a quiet life. I don't blame her for that. She's not.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't even think about it. I've been so busy the last couple of months, and I haven't really had a chance to think about it. Or think about it at all, to be honest with you. And
You don't think about it at all? No.
Not at all. And I think, I'm not bitter or angry at anyone in my life, really. And I just can't, you could do that to someone like that, especially I needed him with all the accusations going on. That could be, I was waiting, I didn't know if it was going to come out in the papers or not yet. So that weekend was crazy. So
sorry.
I wanted her for support, like.
And she's the only person who's actually dumped you.
And in my life. And that was the one person, my rock, I thought at the time, I thought she was at the time, and that was the one person. Plus, I did spend too much time with each other because she's my best friend, my lover, everything. So every time I had a good day, I tell her about it. But a bad day, she'd know about it. Like, when she won there, at the start, I'm thinking, I didn't talk to my family. Well, you don't talk to my family or stuff like that. So who can I talk to about it? Like, do you mean? And my social media looks amazing. It's great social media. And you don't see all the stuff going behind closed doors, or do you? It's all, you don't see all the real life. I can't show my real life on social media, can I?
I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm put in a hotel room for 3 nights in a Premier in Lantriston. But I was like, on my own, it's quite, I'm not going to sit there sobbing about it. It's my choice at the end of the day. And I'm doing great things. I'm glad it happened and everything now. But and you sat there and you're quite lonely on your own. You've got so many snakes around you who want to use you and everything at the moment. And the one person I thought would be there, gone. And my son is obviously doing amazing things. He's gone travelling to Australia. I want him to go to Australia. That's where everybody says, I want him to go to Australia. I do want him to go, but it doesn't help me emotionally. He's like, I train with him. I go for food.
Your other channel, yeah.
So him and her are both gone. So within a space of a few months, them two people were like my people I went to for things, really. My younger brother, Carl, I talked to a lot as well. But them two people, my immediate people I talked to, both gone out of my life. So all this crazy life is going on. I'm a whirlwind I got going on at the moment. And even now, who do I talk to about it? Like, to me, it's crazy. So I got all this stuff going on.
Is it like is it a reachable? Is she reachable, or is this like lock off?
That's gone. It's not. I haven't tried reaching out to her. I spoke a couple of months ago. But there's other people come on the scene. It's crazy. Like, other things happen for a reason.
100%. I thought people will know I was in a relationship with another girl, and I thought it was the end of the world, man. Like, I was really sad about her. She was part of all my recovery from the start. Like, and she'd been through all my successes and supported me tremendously, and then it ended, and I was like the same thing.
Right,
example for a reason. Yeah, I've met someone now, and I couldn't be happier.
It's very, very new, I suppose. We meet people at unexpected times, unexpected reasons. People are coming, and I'm come across people, and this girl's amazing. She is an amazing woman. I'm really inspired by her. Really, I mean, all of her. Really, she's like strong, independent, hot. It's mad. Like it's mad. But So
is she a local girl or
sort of? I don't want to say too much about it because it's all nobody knows anything about it at the moment. So it's all quite new, very new at the moment. So I think I'm really looking forward to what happens in the future with us.
No, that's good.
We get on really well together. We work really well together. We bounce off each other.
You work really well together.
Oh, we help each other. She's like professional. She can be professional. We get each other. We understand it. Like, so we're good for each other. We help push each other, help each other grow. The way she pushes me in my career, she believes in me. I believe her with her career, push her as well. And we're good, like, talking to each other. We got to run things by each other. We're good. Yeah. We're good on a professional level when it comes to career. We're also good.
Did you meet at a professional level to start with?
Professional girl, ambassador.
No. Like, obviously, it sounds to me like you probably met in the industry you're in now and might have found love that way.
Sort of, yeah.
It's amazing.
Sort of.
As long as you don't. I've always said, like, as well, like, like when they say, I never mix business with pleasure. Like, if I worked in Sky or JD Sports with someone I was shagging, that's toxic. But if you go with someone, and you end up creating a business together, that's different. That's good, I think.
Yeah. Well, business, she got her career. She's really successful, very, very successful career, actually. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I got my career. Yeah, my career. Don't know my career isn't anymore, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing now, to be honest. Just bumbling along in life. But yeah, she's successful. We don't work together, but we give advice to each other because we both got good life experience, I suppose.
Well, yeah, because you've just literally, since our interview, you've actually gone public now and said that you've quit your job.
Yeah.
To go full-time with the public speaking and motivational.
I've been through more things in the last 6 months than most people been through their lifetime, to be honest. The biggest TV show, settled for my partner. It's crazy. I give up my job,
All life-changing.
My mental health. I struggle. I'm not going to sit here. Like mental health, right? People say, oh, your life is... I say I get my down days the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm not a robot. You see all these people, right? I'm not going to go people, right? You only do the well-being space and all these mental health people. They think all of them, they think got their shit together. They haven't got their shit together. They've got their issues. They're the most don't on their social media, do they? They got their issues. Well, I think what happens, we got coping mechanisms that we can put into place now to stop us spiraling. Whereas years ago, I'd spiral and lower and lower and lower. It took even days and weeks to get out of it. Now, I don't know that happen. So then we all got our issues. I get them issues. I get my down days. I overthink. I think I'm a imposter. I look to myself. I think every day I get up and think I'm not good enough. I can't do this job. I can't be self-employed. I'm sat with like doctors, solicitors. I'm sat with all these people, psychologists, thinking they got so many letters after their name. It's ridiculous. I'm thinking, why am I sat here talking to these? Like I'm just like a guy from the valleys, got no qualifications. I think imposter syndrome. I think I doubt my abilities. And I think to myself, no. I shake my head. No, you got a great thing that they'll never ever have. You can't. What I got, you can't study in a tech.
You've got lived experience.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. That's more powerful. I'm not saying no. They got a place. They're amazing people. They save my life, doctors and that. But some people don't want to talk to doctors.
No,
they don't want to speak to psychologists.
No, they don't.
They want to talk to somebody relatable. And that's what I'm finding out people at the moment. When I talk to you, they're not a psychologist. Because you get it. We're on the same level as you. You don't judge me and how you talk about it. You understand what I'm going through. Whereas doctors, they read about feelings and emotions. They don't really know what it's like, how they feel going through a trauma, or how they feel about depression. A lot of them don't. They learn in a textbook. I do respect them, but I can't.
I think I could
with people like that.
I mentioned it last time to you, but a perfect example of lived experience in work was spoke to a girl and basically she had a tooth taken out at the dentist, and the dentist said, "Don't smoke now if you're a smoker because you're going to get dry socket." And she left the building and sparked up a fag straight away. Right, done. Oh, a year or two later, she had another tooth taken out, and she was speaking to her friend saying, "I'm going to go get my tooth done." And her friend went, "Whatever you do, don't fucking smoke after. I had fucking dry socket." What do you think she done? Didn't smoke.
Yeah.
Because she's listening to someone who she knows is a friend and had actually been through that situation rather than the guy who did it from textbook.
Yeah.
And that's lived experience.
Yeah.
That's
what I find people are saying more. They want in these talks, and people are saying they want more and more lived experience.
Of course they do.
I did a talk a weeks back down in a place in Dorchester, there, England, and there was quite a lot of people in the room. And after the talk I did, the directors and they took me for a bit of food upstairs in the boardroom. They had like a buffet delivered and everything. And they said that was incredible. We have doctors coming in here, psychologists, senior people coming in here. Nobody says a word. The Q&A is hard work. You come in here. It's meant everybody's asking so many questions. The Q&A is going on for it.
And there's the Q&A from the professionals because they want to know more about your
asking these questions and they said that's incredible. That's the best Q&A. That's amazing Q&A. Because you created such a safe space. You're a normal guy. You're just down to earth bloke. You're likable. People like talking to you. You make people feel comfortable. They were happy to talk. And there was two people in the room there and then, and there were two girls in their I don't know, they were 30s perhaps. And they both admitted there and then they had their own mental health issues that nobody in the business knew about. And they said then girls normally come themselves to themselves and really talk to everybody at work.
With them, yeah.
But they felt comfortable to talk in front of all these
100%.
people. And their managers said, we didn't know they had these issues themselves. They asked the questions in front of all these people. Because that's things like that make me think, yeah, what I'm doing is really worth it. Like I'm really glad, even though I get down days and tired and money and thinking, I'm helping so many people. And one day I will get a break, and I will do good things. And
it's definitely... it's that time now where lived experience is everything. That's my role. I'm the co-production lead. I am for my drug charity I work for.
Yeah.
And that's service user involvement and co-production, which is lived experience. I'm a recovering heroin addict who now works in services, and I got that job because of my lived experience.
Yeah.
I think I spoke to you last time. When I do a talk. I used to go there, I'd wing it the first couple of times, and you get better and better as you go along, and you find, and you learn things as well that you want to add in. But I remember one time, because I was going to these ones, I spoke at the Senate, and the other people, they had these like really fancy PowerPoints and slides, and I remember saying to my dad, I said, "Oh, Dad, do you reckon I need to get a PowerPoint, I think. I need to get like a presentation. And he's like, Cullen, listen, mate, right? What are you going to add onto that? What are you exactly jargon are you going to add to that? It's your fucking life story. Yeah, I forget it anyway. But they want you for your fucking story. You don't have to add anything.
I'll say I know.
You know?
I had this debate to people the last couple of weeks on a debate. There's two people who were speaking quite a lot, really successful there. I use slides. In my presentation. I think that's because it's a comfort blanket for me as well.
Well, some have to, don't they?
Yeah, I don't. People say you drop your slides. Oh, I can't. It's like a comfort blanket for me because if I stand up and talk about things,
I have a slide, but they're just pictures now.
Yeah.
I don't have like graphs or anything.
oh yeah,
Death by PowerPoint.
mine's all pictures.
No thanks.
Mine's all pictures now. But yeah, but I think people say, why do you use slides? I think I thought people do on talks, innit?
No.
She said, they don't use slides.
Take one photo up.
Yeah.
Take a photo up of you with.
And they said, you're doing that to prove to these people, because you stood up there and said, I do this, I train and that. You show the pictures to prove to the audience you've done it because you don't believe in yourself. So it's like your validation. Say, I did it. That's me. Or I did this. That's my accident. So that I did this. You're doing that, they said. Because they're quite straight talking. They said, you're doing that for your own validation. They said, drop the fucking slides, they said. They said, when you're talking, everybody's so engaged, captive. The audience is listening to you talking, your amazing story and that. If they really start using your slides then, you can see people not losing. You've got people captive when you're talking without your slides, they said. I said, oh, fuck, it's a bit scary doing that. My
And your slides, are they just photos, or do you have like
photos? It is.
I think that's not bad.
Because I think some people like learning like visual stuff.
Yeah. Well, so you have the people. That's how they learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you start seeing like, so this is the statistics of 2005, and now this is the graph from 2023, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like I'm in school again.
Oh, I've been to so many parts.
You know, literally, like.
Yeah.
But I think photos are okay. I use photos.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting when I told my dad, I think I need to get a presentation. Because you see these people with these articles, and I'm just like, fuck off. You've got that. You can talk.
I just talk about my pictures, basically.
Yeah, that's fine, I think.
Yeah.
But the other people, I think a lot of them do it because they can't talk.
Yeah.
So they just read word for word.
No, I can't do it. You know, I talk off my head. No, I change every time I go in. I always change. I get back. I think you mentioned stuff. It's like sex. I think, you know, first 3 times you're fast and quick, and it's over and done with, and then you learn a bit more.
You enjoy it.
Find a bit more. You get into it.
Yeah.
You get a bit more smooth. You get slower.
It's a good way to say it.
And you actually enjoy it then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
So over too quickly then.
But that's it, lived experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, I suppose if you say I charge fucking whatever for half hour or this for an hour, you're going to go with the hour.
Yeah, that's different.
It's like, no, but good thing we're talking, it's like a prostitute, isn't it? Like, yeah, they charge you for an hour, but as soon as you jizz,
yeah.
they want you out. You know, like these prostitutes in these brothels, they say it's an hour.
about me.
No, listen.
Just you again.
I'm not saying, no. They say, oh, yeah,
I've heard.
it's £50 for an hour, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but they'll try and make you jizz quick.
Your money back after 49 minutes.
So when they try and get you over and done with quickly because they want you out, yeah? But, you know, there's some of them out there, they say, no, an hour, so you could jizz 5 times if you want. But a lot of us, we jizz and we think, why have I just done that anyway? And just leave.
Get embarrassed about it.
I've just slept with this dodgy Croat, like, and she's begging, like, I got to get out of here. But lived experience is what I was saying,
Yeah,
Andrew.
very cut off. Yeah.
No, lived experience is the one, mate. And
It is.
Yeah. Do you know what? We've got to somehow, some way. We're gonna do you know, like the road shows we do. We're gonna do a Central Club one, a special Central Club one. And
On the country, like.
I don't know how much you cost, but we'll have to find the way.
Oh, Wales.
Yeah, we should do something, man. Definitely, man.
Magaluf, Benidorm,
Oh, fuck off.
Ibiza. Be amazing.
Can you imagine that? Fuck you, no.
Come on.
We won't get anything done. No, but we should do a talk. Definitely, mate. I think it'd be really, really good.
Yeah, we could laugh. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be good. It'd be not fun. It'd be powerful as well.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm relatable to people. When I walk, people say I'm just no big. I know my upbringing is the same as like thousands, like I said, thousands of people in this country.
That's what I love about you, man.
Yeah.
Genuine.
I'm a normal, down to earth guy. I'm not educated. I think you're at university and like that. Just me talking about my story. Like, do you mean? So, and it's relatable to so many people. When I do my talk, I cover so much stuff in my talk. After my talk, I get so many people come up to me after this saying that was so powerful. I can relate to so much of that talk. Like I talk about grieving, talk about self-worth, self-esteem, communication, getting to talk to people. Talking is important. I talk about so many things and being true to yourself. I start my talk as well now. I got a Traitors cloak. So I walk in, I come in my Traitors cloak.
No, you don't.
I ordered it. I think I'm giving it for nothing. I walk in. I
Go on,
buy it.
start again. Go on.
I had to buy it on Amazon.
What you say?
I got a Traitors cloak I bought on Amazon.
Well, they sell traitors.
You with me now, bear with me. This is good. I think it's good. I talk about being true to yourself, authentic and that. So I come on my stage, on the stage, I have my cloak on, and I start saying people like, you might have seen me on this year's TV show, The Traitors, where I wore a cloak for 3 weeks. But not only was I wearing a cloak for 3 weeks on the television screen, I was wearing a cloak my whole life, over 25 years of my life. Some people call it a mask. And why am I standing in front of you? Because I remove my cloak, and I take my cloak off and chuck it on the floor.
You're the Undertaker.
I like Luke Skywalker, a Jedi.
Yeah.
I like a Jedi Knight in it. I want to show my lightsaber. I do have my lightsaber.
Did music play? Don't tell me there's not music.
No, there's no music. You better do my talk.
I like that.
Yeah. Traitors.
I start with that's good. That is. I haven't got a
mask.
I haven't got a cloak,
How
right?
many men wear a mask? Loads of men wear a mask.
Yeah.
Loads on us. Women, everybody wears masks. There's this house, this girlfriend, this job, this whatever. It's just bullshit.
Do you want to hear my one? Do you want to hear my one? Do you want to hear my opening? It goes, okay, so addiction is a full-time job. It's hard work. It pays very little, and the work hours are full-time. The holidays are... No, wait there, let me start again. Yeah. So addiction is a full-time job. It's fucking hard work. It pays very little, and the perks are you know everything and you're never wrong. Your holidays are frequent visits to Her Majesty's prison and a guaranteed hospital bed with the NHS. If my father told me to go down the job centre when I was 16 and get a fucking job, if I printed that job description off the machine, I certainly wouldn't have went for that job. And I don't think many people would either, even those who are still in addiction. My point is, addiction isn't a choice. It's a disease. It's an illness. Some people catch it. Some people are born with it. But my story couldn't be further from the truth. And then I started out there.
That's really good, mate. I like that. That's good.
And then I go in because I come from a good...
Borrow my cloak if you want.
And go,
Or a mask.
Hang on a minute. So they didn't give you a fucking cloak?
No, did they? I mean, nothing. All we had, all out from the
You
cat.
didn't even think about it, though, did you, at the time?
Well,
you didn't think of that. I know he did. I bet you was in your fucking bedroom, right, when you went back home and you're just talking to your photos.
It's
You're practicing your little speech.
Although it was my weekend fetish for my partner, and I just wear a cloak, nothing else. Like, we go, woohoo! No, just
That's really
all they get is my water bottle. They sent me my water bottle in the castle, and my picture was on the wall above the fireplace. They sent me that actually recently.
It's a good photo, that is. What song did you just do? That was Strictly Come Dancing, wasn't it? Huh?
Strictly getting Claudia, like or Strictly.
Yeah, but I thought Claudia was on
Strictly.
It's not Traitors.
Yeah, she's on loads of it. She's really successful.
Was Claudia on Strictly on Traitors? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Claudia.
I thought I got it
Strictly.
He was on about John Cena, the wrestler. Okay, right. So, this age we live in now, the children, we're talking about mental health.
Yeah. Crazy. I think I do talks in schools now. And again, I'm not going back to the old generation, right? Because that's the old school is not bad, but and you got to go the other way. We've gone too far the other way. Though.
This is why I wanted that too, because you've been talking about your father a lot and how there was no affection in the house. But at the same time, we've had conversations where you talk about it being soft and that loving's being spoken too much. So, yeah.
I think resilience. People say to me, "Look, how to build resilience?" And that I said, "Well, I've lost things in life, and I don't give up on things. I'm determined and resilient. I don't." But like these days, you're winning. All these things, winning's everything. I know it's great getting people involved in sport, and at a certain age, obviously you want to get everybody involved. And winning is not important, really, like 10, whatever. But at a certain age, it changes around. I think at a certain age, you got to teach kids. I think as parents, coaches, whatever, we got to teach kids that losing is part of life. Unfortunately, you're not going to go through the whole life winning everything. It's impossible. I don't know anybody in life. I know successful businessmen, celebrities I looked after in London. I was doing like close protection work. I can guarantee every single one of them will tell you they've lost lots of things in life. What they do, they keep on going. Look at all those successful businessmen, Richard Branson, Simon Cowell. They've been bankrupt. They've lost things in life. They keep on going. They don't give up. But these days, when people go to these football tournaments, kids go to football tournaments, and everybody gets a medal. What's the point in having a score then? You might as well not bother having a score in the game. I said, unfortunately, with the guy saw the kids. I said, unfortunately, when there's a score in life, not unfortunately, so whenever there's a score in life, there's a winner and loser. You can't get away from that. So you scored 3 goals and you scored no goals. well, we don't win. I said, how is that physically possible? It's impossible. I said, unfortunately, when there's a target in work, a score, there's a winner and loser. I said, see the parents say, you've got to, teach your kids, losing is part of life. And what you've got to do is sit back and find out why did you lose or not achieve it, and then put things in place to achieve it the next time. And that's how you build strength and resilience and mental toughness and that, because I think whenever you lose things in life or don't achieve what you want in life, that could be the exam results, your driving test, your body, your missus dumps you. There's a reason behind it. And what you got to do there? Like if you don't, you didn't train hard enough, didn't eat properly, you didn't treat the person properly, or you didn't, drive properly. I don't know, there's something behind it. And what you do that next time is put a plan in place. And I didn't train hard enough. And if you lose a rugby match, as long as you're giving everything you can and you still lose, you can't have the brother. And that's his life, unfortunately. You can't be good at everything in life. But most of the time, you didn't study hard. Most of the time, hand on heart, if you look at yourself and look in the mirror and say, I tried my best, and you can't do any more than that. As long as you tried your best and you were 100% honest, you can't do any more than that, really.
No, I agree. And another thing which is added on to this, I think, kind of culture is, the trans element of things where in sports, look, if you want to be identified, whatever you want, that is fine. I respect that. But they've been infiltrated into sports a lot now. Tokenistic things, I think. There's a lot of tokenism, but also, men who have transitioned into women competing in female sports, which I think is totally unfair. You never see a female transition into a man and play in the male football team because it just wouldn't happen because they're not good enough. But men are doing it the other way round because, they'll dominate the game. I think is really unfair. So what I've seen is which I'm trying to basically get the point across is with there's no winners, we're all winners type of thing. Who cares? There was a debate with Piers Morgan and some others who are on the woke side, and they were like, he was like, so what if Lionel Messi turned into a woman? She was like, hey, that would be cool. What about if Usain Bolt became one? Bring him on. I think that would be cool. Like, they don't understand the winning, the competition element. They just think it would be cool to have Lionel Messi. And I'm like, people are missing the point here, and they don't realize that this is how our society is dipping, because without competition, without, like you said, losses and wins in life, you won't get anywhere. It's the same with exposure, like a callus, yeah? People, like in the jungle, kids, they walk around, their feet are so tough because they've been exposed, their feet have been exposed.
I used to have callus on my hands for weight training, but I don't get them any. But I'm used to do repetitive stuff all the time.
And it's the same with your brain, it's the same with your mental health. You have to be exposed to some things that will challenge you and push you down to become a stronger person.
Yeah. You've got to go to your comfort zone. All my life, I never have my comfort zone. I only ever do anything in life I knew I'd be good at. If I knew I'm going to be good at something, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't enter it because I'm so scared of failing and losing. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to train your brain exactly the same as any muscle. Really, you've got to put yourself out of your comfort zone. You've got to learn and stretch. Otherwise, you're just going to stay the same.
Well, you saying that actually is just the same as these people winning. Like you should still enter competitions.
I do now, yeah. And for the last few years, I do anything. I'll try it.
Not meaning. Oh yeah, you took part, but like try and win, and you learn from those losses.
I know the last couple of years, I've understood all that. The last couple of years, there's so much learning about myself and studying and to understand myself better, I suppose. And I step on my comfort zone now. I don't mind pushing myself. I do all what I'm doing now. This is huge on my comfort zone. We're on television, my own business. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm learning every day. Every day is a learning day for me at the moment. This is so new to me. I work for a company, go into work, do my job and go home. I'm going to think about nothing else. Simple. Now I was thinking, bloody hell. So all this stuff's blown my mind, to be honest. It's overwhelming.
Being like that old-fashioned, brought up on the estate in the valleys, coming into the industry, have you been like shocked by a lot of how things run? Anything surprised you? Is there things that you're not happy with? Or
there's a lot of snakes out there, I suppose, and a lot of people out there just want to use you for your name. And I get all people want to earn money and earn business. And people say, I want to help you as best you, support you. And when you actually get there or talk to them, you can see all they want to use you for your name and your followers and all this sort of thing. So like, whereas I like to help people as best I can. When people don't mirror the same thing as me, I get frustrated with that because I think the world is great and everybody helps everybody out. And because I'm always working with people, I always help people. And I do my best. My mates always help my mates out. If somebody does a good turn for me, I'll never forget that. I might not be able to pay him back straight away. My cousin now is really great. She's Hayley. She's amazing. Helped me with PR, so she's doing all my helping me and stuff. I can't afford to pay her at the moment. I can't.
But one day you will.
I will. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget people who've done me a favour. That could be like 10 years, 20. I'll never forget the people who helped me. That's my mentality, the Valley thing in me. I don't know what it is, but I'll never forget somebody does me a favour or gives me a break or does me a good turn. I'm on my arse or whatever, and they turn me or help me in a fight or whatever it is. I'll never forget that person. And I mean, I'll help them. I'll pay them back if I can one day. How I do, I don't know.
Yeah, there is that thing in life now as well where, like, don't let anyone know your worth, all that shit. But at the same time, I think we are lacking that a lot of people just not understanding there's some things you've got to work for.
Yeah.
And like, I get it with Central Club, like, it's just me and Harrison and it's just been us from day one, and this could be so much more, yeah? And I'd love to have a team around.
Yeah.
I can't physically afford it not now, but those people out there who probably would like to get involved but just want something now, they don't see the vision. If they got involved in something, we can make this great and we could all earn off something,
gratification,
instant gratification.
And like,
I was like, because I'm not making money right now, but I believe in it, like, and I'm working hard.
So I'm not really making much money at the moment at all, but like, people are like, you need a PR person, this person.
Yeah, but they want like fucking grand a day, yeah. Like
a PR company, $2,000 a month. Huh? So $2,000 we want about $2,000. It's me on my own, nothing. So I would love to be able to pay him $2,000 a month. And one day I will be able to, hopefully, if I'm.
And it's like that Steve Bartlett, people like that from like the CEO podcast, great podcast, but these people are Keiko anyway, and they got people, 20 people working for them, like,
I get disillusioned.
Money ain't an issue with them.
Podcasters, so like, I used to get disillusioned with these podcasts now, to be honest, and I like listening to Stephen Bartlett. I love Stephen Bartlett, I do like him, I respect him.
Oh no, his voice goes through.
Well, he's come back and he's come from nothing in Manchester, the streets, and he's done well himself in all fairness, but like, this podcast now, he has guests on, they contradict each other all the time, and I'm thinking, you're only getting people on who pay money, like, to me, push your brand, like, Hewell. He has James Smith on it, talking about fitness, ripping the fitness world to pieces, all these drinks are rubbish, and Steve Bartlett's agree with him. All of a sudden, he's on the board of Hewell. These drinks come, doing protein drinks, with these meal and
working with fucking Prince William and all
these different boards he's on, these different groups he's on. So he's pushing these brands out, and every time you turn a podcast, before you could listen to it now, it stops 3 or 4 times for an advert or I know you got to make money. I know it. I get it. You got to get sponsors, but so you're just pushing things on your people's throats now.
His voice goes through me. I'm not going to lie, and he always wears out fucking black t-shirts. He thinks he's Simon Cowell. Shut up! I see the
goal he scored. Yeah. He's got a good goal in soccer, didn't he? Yeah.
Talks like there is. You want hell? It's like, all right, mate. Cool.
He's contradicted.
I don't think that doesn't make you a good podcaster to pay a guest.
Yeah.
I could get if I had money, I have a star-studded guest.
I don't think you don't care that you make so much money, but I think it dilutes his brandness. You don't give a fuck that you can lose millions of pounds.
If he's worth millions of pounds, why would you do this? Why would you ruin it by the sponsorships?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I just find it strange.
Like, a lot of people, they start podcasts, right, and they like probably don't even have 1,000 fucking followers, and they're saying to their fucking their followers, "Oh, we're gonna start a Patreon, or let's start a GoFundMe, or be part, make sure you be a member." And you're like, what do you fucking offer? Yeah. We've been going on for 2 years, 60,000 subscribers. I'm still scared to even start anything like that, because I think mine is because I feel like I don't have more to offer at the moment than the podcast, and also because I was a heroin addict and a drug addict, that me asking for money of people, it didn't go well back then. Like, and I still feel like people would look at me like, oh, he's asking for money, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? My pride gets in the way now.
Yeah, I know what you mean,
but it's a mad one, like, but
I think you have to do it. I think you should do it, definitely, 100%. Like, I reckon people believe in everybody I speak to likes you and believes in what you're doing. It's an amazing story you've got. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so many people I talk to about you, they love it. This is really good.
No, that's really good to see, mate. Like,
60,000, even if like 10,000, that's it to me.
I remember when I was saying earlier, when we had 10,000, I was like, if I get 10,000 subscribers, that's sick. Oh, and then it was like 20, and it was 50, and I was on 60 coming up the semi. Amazing. I think when I get on to 100, I'll be happy.
You should then. You've got to pay bills at the end of the day. Everybody does things like you want to do nice things to help people change. Subscribers. Pay bills at the end of the day.
Yeah, subscribers doesn't be... The one thing that frustrates me as well is, this is just a little plug. Our subscribers, right, we have all these viewers and only like 8% subscribe.
Oh, do they?
So these people who are watching don't even subscribe. But also... recently, I don't know if a lot of people say that they don't get the notifications no more for our stuff, and we've got all these subscribers, but not many views. I understand that not everyone's going to watch every podcast, and some might like fucking football and can't stand the Traitors.
Yeah,
some love the Traitors and some football. I get that. Yeah, but it's just mad. Like, it's tough. But
Bartlett says that on his podcast, very start of his podcast, he said, I don't know, I can't remember the stats he says. We said hardly anybody subscribes. He has loads, but he's out to watch it.
Yeah.
He says about something like, how many said you need to
It's
subscribe.
true. Well, it's true with most. Subscribing does massively help us. Like, subscribing, liking. Like, this is what people you know who you grew up with, and they never support their own. That's what they say. Like, if someone's got a baguette shop or a sandwich shop, you're like, oh, let's go down. Oh, we'll get discount. Oh, let's get it.
Yeah.
No, give them money. Give them a fucking tip as well. If they got their own clothing brand. Don't pay fucking for a Nike tracksuit that everyone else has got. That's being used in, and ethically made in fucking Taiwan.
Yeah.
Go to your mate's local brand. Put some money in his fucking pocket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't want to do that, do they? And it's the same like with this in a way. Like, if you know me and you think that I deserve to do something, or you think you would like it to go well, even if you don't like podcasts. Just fucking share it on your channel. Give it a like.
Because of jealousy, Laura. It's probably because of jealousy.
100% think.
You're so jealous.
Do you know why I know?
Like from doing his things.
Do you know why I know that? Because I was the jealous, envious person at one stage as well.
Which people want to knock people down these days. There's so much negativity in the world. People are so jealous of the people knock. Because we're only here for a holiday. All of us are here for a short amount of time if you look at it, really. Just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
We all want to do nice for our families. Have a tick over. I don't want to be rich. I want to be able to pay my bills and go on holiday once a year, maybe. And that's all I want. I don't want a big house, a big nice guy. I don't give a shit what I drive. I don't care. I just want to know all life. Just be able to look at my bank and buy something without having to worry about my bank balance.
Yeah.
I just want to be a simple life.
That's
That's all I want. And other people are trying to knock you down. And I'm thinking, go get it and look at your own life. Why have you got so much time to look at somebody else's life?
A lot of people will watch you. People will watch you not to support, but to wait on your downfall.
Yeah, I get messages. I had messages the other day on. I had one or two on Instagram. Oh, look at him. On steroids, running on steroids at 45. We don't see that. What? Look at these people, right? These people are saying it are like mega out of shape, or they haven't got a profile picture on them, or they're like never been in the gym in their life. You say, you can say what you want, but you don't see what I'm training twice. I go in the morning to my cardio for an hour, busting my gut, work my ass off, sweat my ass off. I go back in the night then. I starve myself. I train so hard every day, consistent. But instead of saying, oh, well then, look, you want to knock me down. Oh, you can't look that good at 45. Why? I know loads of people look this good at 45 or 45, 50, 60. I know people who train hard. But they're just dedicated. This guy is sitting in his house chopping on his fucking pizza and he's on a dig. Oh, I'm on steroids. I'm fucking honest. Doing what you want about your prick? Doing you've never set foot in a gym, clearly. So how can you say that to people? Do you mean? And even if you are on steroids, these people, I know people who do it, who train all their life. Do you mean? But they still got to work hard. Just sitting out injecting steroids to get big. You still got to go to the fucking gym and eat properly. Like there's some miracle drug. Do you mean? And these people just knocking people down all the time, and it just pisses me off. Do you mean? And people take.
Does that fuel you though as well?
I used to be one of these people years ago. People taking drugs, all wankers, druggies. I was brought up like that. Do you mean? My rugby boy. Drink was my drug. I see. Well, so I had to grab it. I learned a lot over the last couple of years. I'm not condoning anything. I'm not condoning anything, but I have tried certain things over the years, and do you mean everything in moderation, to be honest. But so I say to people, what going out now in 20 pints is all right. Nobody bad as an eyelid of that. That's fine. But go out and do something else. Or you wanker.
Yeah.
Why?
It's a moral thing, innit? Like if someone drinks a flag and a strongbow on the street, he's a fucking. They say
then beating their missus up and getting hammered, arguing with everyone. Yeah, that's cool. That is. What? You real that's probably the worst drug ever. Is alcohol? One of the worst drugs.
Biggest killer.
I mean, but nobody bans either of that. It's cool if you've got 10 pints. Oh, it's cool.
Well, no, if you work Monday to Friday and go back and if you're a doctor, but you drink a bottle of Chardonnay after pap every night, that's okay. But if you drink a flag and a cider on the street corner,
yeah. Well, see, look, I'm not gonna. It's a different podcast altogether.
Warm.
But certain drugs out there now, they use in medicine, for example, in America, for example, for medicinal purposes, for trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. They use all these things for that. And so, obviously, I know it's controlled and all that. So it can't be that bad if they use it in trials. It's been scientifically proven to work on certain people. Certain
moderation, isn't it, with everything?
Yeah, so certain drugs are I'm not condoning anything. When every day does in their life, that's their prerogative. I mean, I'm hoping, that's me and my son an open conversation. He can come and talk to me about anything he wants to. I'm not going to judge him or have a go at him. Whereas perhaps 5-6 years, I probably would have had a go at him about it because I was ignorant to it. People are ignorant to it. As soon as you say the word something, whatever, because they don't understand it themselves, they haven't done their research on it, they don't understand it. Like, same as you take testosterone, for example, like TRT. So women can take HRT, that's fine. Men take TRT or Roider. What's the difference between HRT? Low testosterone in men is one of the biggest killers in men. Because low testosterone has so many side effects. Low moods, bloody low loss of hair, low bone density, there's loads of side effects of low testosterone. But in America, they're giving out TRT like Smarties, to be honest, because in America, they're ahead of they're more up-to-date on things, more open-minded on things, and they give it out left, right, and centre over there. But in this country, it's so impossible to get it over here, and people don't understand it. And people are so ignorant and naive to it. And I was a couple of years ago. I didn't understand anything years ago, but research and look into it and do some research. Before you start criticising people or having a go at people, do your research on it first, rather than listen to Dave down the pub, who's an expert in this, John at the pub. They don't fuck all, do you mean? He's a builder. What does he know? Do you mean, oh yeah, so-and-so in the pubs. Oh, okay, of course, yeah, that's right. He knows, he's an expert. Yeah. Do your research, you know? There's so much information on your fingertips these days, and it depends what site you go on, if it's real. But like you can get so much information, a wealth of information now, too much information sometimes. You could get good information on the internet these days, can't you? To do your own research rather than listen to Sally down the bloody WI or something like, do you? Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Oh, do you know what? And I could sit here and talk to you for hours about everything, right?
You know,
what have you got planned?
world strikes.
I know. Maybe you.
Why do you run for council? Rishi Sunak.
Would you ever co-host? Would you ever co-host on a podcast?
I'd love to have a podcast.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd love it.
What about when we get in our studio and we get a nice panels table now? Would you come in to co-host some of them?
Depends what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Love it, yeah.
All right.
I've done loads of questions. I've done loads of interviews. I've interviewed people. I've interviewed people in London. I did a big campaign for Headway, the National Brain Injury Charity, and I interviewed 4 or 5 brain injury survivors.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be good. Yeah.
And I had to do it off the cuff. I had no script given to me, nothing at all. I interviewed her. It was really, really good interview. It's like Piers Morgan. I said, I don't mind if we get nitty gritty to it at the end. I'd rather people see the real hard questions and that. Like, I'll make one guy cry. And it's really good, really powerful. I loved it. I remember when BBC Morning Live came to my mother's house to do a documentary on the telly. It was me, my mother, my father, my brother, my younger brother, and my son. And they turned up on the day at 8:30 in the morning, my mother's. And I said, oh, who's doing the interview with them? And they said, you. I said, what, me? I've been doing Mother and Father, talking about feelings and emotions that we never talked about. I talked to Mother and Father last year, but it wasn't deep conversation, just touching the surface. So they came there a couple of months ago. You're interviewing them. So me? I said, I can't interview. Yeah, you can. Where's the script then? Do whatever you want. Oh, whatever I want. The first question I asked, my mother burst into tears. Oh, this is a fucking nightmare. This isn't right. Yes, it's a really powerful documentary if you watch it on BBC Morning Live. It's really good.
What's it called?
This is me, Andrew, on BBC Morning Live. Like I said,
it's on now.
Yeah, you I'll link to it.
Yeah, all right.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really powerful. It's really moving. Actually, it tells my story. It's a really good doc. I've had so much good feedback on it. But it was tough. That I interviewed my mother, my father, my younger brother, and my son, and then I interviewed a doctor on the BBC's doctor, Dr. Poonam. I interviewed her on Skype. On Zoom, wherever it was, and then the man who saved my life come to the venue where I was, and I interviewed him then as well.
Wow.
And this guy, right, it's weird. I'm not a nervous person. I don't get nervous about anything now around anyone. But this guy, I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's so much admiration and respect for this guy.
Because his life was your life was in his hands.
When I'm around this guy, he goes so like a little baby, like a child, like a nervous around him. I mean, I don't know what to say to him. It's like, I mean, all of this guy, is mad. How often can you meet a guy who saved your life? It's not often you see that. And he turned up to this man, and they said, you're interviewing him. I said, I can't interview him. I said, why? I said, to me, he's like a god, a real life god to me. And I said, he sat there, he's really well-spoken man. I said, I'm really nervous. He said, why? In his posh voice, not like my valley voice. He said, why? I said, I'm like a god. He said, it was stupid. He said, doing my job. So to him, this is doing his job. But to me, he's like flipping heck. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. Do you mean in his team? And I didn't realise that I met him last year. His partner was the one who taught me to walk. So she got me out of bed for the first time, taught me to walk, which I didn't know till last year. So between the two of them, he saved my life and she taught me to walk again. So they're like a power couple.
Well, yeah, you said that. I was
mad. I didn't know. I haven't met her. I haven't seen her.
Well, shout out to them. What's his name?
Hamish Lane.
Hamish Lane.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, we do it with all our guests. Down that camera, can you leave us off with a positive message for anyone watching?
Oof. Yeah, just believe in yourself. Just be true to yourself and live the life you want to live. Don't live the life you think everybody else wants you to live. Just be true to yourself. I'm not saying I'm not going to be all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. It will be tough and have setbacks, but just try and learn from those setbacks and just you'll feel so much happier doing what you want to do. Don't do a life. You parents, you think your parents want you to do, your friends, your social circle. Do what you want to do in life. Don't get upset anyone, hurting anyone, and just live the life you want and just be happy. Just be nice to people as well around you. Do you know what I mean? There are what's going on in people's lives at the moment. The person next to you in the checkout, the person next to you in the supermarket. Just be nice and kind. You don't know what's going through their life at the moment. They could have lost somebody, lost their job, separated from a relationship. Just be polite to say hello to people. That's all I say. Just be nice. It costs nothing to be nice to people, does it?
Yeah.
Changed plenty.
Top man, mate. Honestly, really enjoyed that. I probably better than the first.
I think it was. Yeah, I got cried.
Did you cry in there, mate?
You. What's all that about? I know. I'm a baby now. Yeah. my tough macho guy's gone.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I edited that bit out.
Thank you so much, mate. Honestly.
I didn't think I'd get like that then. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, it was
So come over me then.
good.
I don't talk about that much.
I'm glad you was able to like bear that, you know.
I don't talk about that much at all to people. There's only a few people know that.
Yeah.
Man,
Well done, mate.
I wasn't expecting that.
Proud of you.
I'm getting better talking about things. Normally I talk with my son. Say I love my son for the first time. I always get upset with that. And I say, I love him. I could say it after 23 years, time I say I love him. Like I used to get upset with that. I'm all right with that now. That caught me out then.
Fucking hell.
Didn't matter.
Only on the Central Club podcast. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please give it a share. Show some support. Go follow Andrew Jenkins on all his social medias. Stay central.
The Central Club.